time to take control of your journey towards chess mastery. Magnus Carlsen introduces Chessable, the definitive solution for studying chess. Move Trainer uses the science of spaced repetition to identify your strengths and eliminate your weaknesses. There's no need to set up a board, remember which page you're on, or keep track of all the moves you miss. Get started now and join our growing community of over 100,000 chess enthusiasts. Chessable. Take control of your journey towards chess mastery.
How many times have you been stuck in a rut where you're just not improving? Why can't I improve? I'm 1600, 1800, even 2000. I can't get to the next level. What am I doing wrong? This course is aimed at taking you to the next level. I show you one game which has inspired me, which has really helped me in a particular idea. And this is what Vachier said in his notes. The move h4 is not to try and checkmate black, it's to try and stop black from playing f5. And I'm going to show you one of my own games where I've used that idea and I've put it into practice. That's why I started playing h4 in multiple positions. I now play bishop e2, and you can see it's very similar strategy to the last game. I want to play h5. Best form of defense is attack, and calculation is key. Force your will on your opponent. Rook to d4. Boom! So get yourself a nice cup of coffee, get yourself a nice comfy seat, lay back and learn.
I'm ahead of the game. Well, the phone is always ringing. I'm caught up on the line. Got a string around my finger. Remember who am I? I'm a boss and I'm honestly off my rocker. But follow me. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. I'm only ever slinging. I'm working overtime. Got a song and I'm the singer. The melody, the vibe. I'm a prodigy. Logically, I'm impossibly wanted. Then they'll remember my name. They'll remember my name. Ooh, well, I'm ahead now. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. Ooh, well, I'm ahead now. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. Well, I'm ahead now. Well, I'm ahead now. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game.
As a kid, I spent hours every day reading about chess, about openings, chess history, and games played between world champions, grandmasters, all of them. My apps make learning much easier. Everything I know you can find in my apps: Magnus Trainer, Tactics Frenzy, and Play Magnus. You can learn the basic rules of chess, train with our 400 lessons, and even play against my digital self. Download and try my apps for free.
He played the Berlin, which I sort of expected, but I didn't really know what to do against, because in reality very few people do.
When we are playing an even game against someone of similar strength to us, usually we need to give something in order to obtain the initiative.
Just how shrewd and cunning Alireza can be, even with very little time.
I want to show you a game just to prove that I play these lines. I played against former world number 2 and a bit of a superstar, Gustafsson.
This is John. John loves to study chess. This is David. David loves to study chess as well, but efficiently. John spends more time setting up the board and figuring out what's on the page of his book than he gets to study. David likes to take it easy and use his time wisely. David has finished his exercise for today. John should try the same.
Hi, I'm John Chess, inventor of chess, and also your new stepdad. And we're very disappointed in you, son and or daughter, because you suck at chess. And so that is why you have to now sign up for AIM Chess. AIM Chess is a digital chess trainer that creates personalized lessons based on positions from your own games, and turns your blunders into wonders. Link your Chess24 account or other online chess accounts today, and learn the official AIM Chess Gambit, which is where you take your opponent's king, and then you just f***ing eat it. I didn't know I was gonna say that. In-depth analysis, tactics trainer, blunderer, preventerer, whatever the f*** this is. And a new, personalized feed full of curated chess puzzles and memes. All of this and more available only at AIM Chess.
Hello?
Courtney, did you know that the average AIM Chess user—
Oh my god, stop calling me about fucking AIM Chess!
You heard it here first. Join AIM Chess today and become the world's greatest chess man in the world. Or chess woman. Hi, I'm Magnus Carlsen. I'm Magnus Carlsen, and I own AIM Chess. But now you are a Magnus Carlsen instead, because you beat me at chess because of AIM Chess. That's right, you dumb piece of AIM Chess. They asked me to cut that last bit, but I won't. Get 6 months premium free by typing your credit card details, name, and full home address in the comments down below. AIM Chess. They put the based in turn-based strategy. Why the f*** do you keep paying me for these? AIM Chess. It stands for AIM Chess. Oh shit, I'm out of time. The sign up for AIM Chess!
Okay, so let's send a challenge.
Here is challenging. Nice graphics, easy to see. What are you thinking about? You're looking how it can be the most painful?
Exactly. Okay, fine.
That I give up a phone. He wants to be even rude.
Gains that confidence, plays a few good events, stops looking inwards into his own insecurities.
I like the no expectation part, so like that's something that has gotten better because sure, it's like not my full-time job.
It's definitely good for chess in India, and now there is Olympiad also, so there'll be more people following and taking up chess as professional sport.
Yeah.
And it's surprisingly concrete still, no? Like, e takes d4, good move, because d takes d4, the d takes d5.
This line was essential and forced, but also not rocket science to map out.
Oh, he will go queen h5 check with a double attack. Attack the king and attack the pawn. And you thought, no, can't have that. I don't want the double attack. And so, with this very good insight, you chose the move g5, trying to block the queen's access.
e5. It's e5 Patzers.
A complete repertoire against 1e4 based on 1e5, now available to study with Chessable's unique Move Trainer technology. The backbone is the Marshall Gambit against the Spanish, with 3 knight f6 against the Italian. Jan Gustafsson has revisited all these lines he has played for 20 years and worked on as a second for Peter Lecco and Magnus Carlsen, amongst others, with the help of the most powerful engines out there, Leela 0 and Stockfish 10. This has led to many new discoveries and a repertoire ready to master on Chessable that can serve the student for a long chess career.
Maybe e4 doesn't exist after all.
E5, it's E5 Patzers.
It's time to take control of your journey towards chess mastery. Magnus Carlsen introduces Chessable, the definitive solution for studying chess. Move Trainer uses the science of spaced repetition to identify your strengths and eliminate your weaknesses. There's no need to set up a board, remember which page you're on, or keep track of all the moves you miss. Get started now and join our growing community of over 100,000 chess enthusiasts. Chessable. Take control of your journey towards chess mastery.
How many times have you been stuck in a rut where you're just not improving? Why can't I improve? I'm 1600, 1800, even 2000. I can't get to the next level. What am I doing wrong? This course is aimed at taking you to the next level. I show you one game which has inspired me, which has really helped me in a particular idea. And this is what Vachier said in his notes. The move h4 is not to try and checkmate black, it's to try and stop black from playing f5. And I'm going to show you one of my own games where I've used that idea and I've put it into practice. That's why I started playing h4 in multiple positions. I now play bishop e2, and you can see it's very similar strategy to the last game. I want to play h5. Best form of defense is attack, and calculation is key. Force your will on your opponent. Rook to d4. Boom! So get yourself a nice cup of coffee, get yourself a nice comfy seat, lay back and learn.
I'm ahead of the game. Remember who am I? I'm a boss and I'm honestly off my rocker, but follow me, I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. I'm only ever slinging, I'm working overtime. Got a song and I'm the singer, the melody, the vibe. I'm a prodigy, logically I'm impossibly wanted, and they'll remember my name. They'll remember my name. Ooh, well, I'm ahead now. I'm ahead of the game.
As a kid, I spent hours every day reading about chess. About openings, chess history, and games played between world champions, grandmasters, all of them. My apps make learning much easier. Everything I know you can find in my apps. Magnus Trainer, Tactics Frenzy, and Play Magnus. You can learn the basic rules of chess, train with our 400 lessons, and even play against my digital self. Download and try my apps for free.
He played the Berlin. which I sort of expected, but I didn't really know what to do against, because in reality very few people do.
When we are playing an even game against someone of similar strength to us, usually we need to give something in order to obtain the initiative.
Just how shrewd and cunning Alireza can be, even with very little time.
I want to show you a game just to prove that I play these lines that I played against former world #2 and a bit of a superstar, Gustafsson.
Hi everybody, welcome to the final round of the Sinquefield Cup 2022. What a tournament it has been so far, but there is one more round to play. Jan Nepomniachtchi and Alireza in the shared lead with Fabiano Caruana, who however has already finished the tournament, not playing today due to Magnus Carlsen's withdrawal. Here to make sense of all the action on and off the chessboard is the great Rustam Kasimdzhanov. Rustam, how are you today?
I'm good. It just occurred to me that this is a super tournament minus the World Championship 2018. How do you like my math?
That's pretty good math.
Yeah, I know, right?
Very
I was
hard
very
to
proud
argue
of
with
this
it.
observation.
We didn't have many of those, no? Super tournaments without these two guys?
Yeah, I guess the organizers are probably unhappy about this sort of the pearl of the tournament as they saw it. Yeah, the last round encounter between Fabi and Magnus just disappear. I don't think they're happy about this.
Probably not.
That is if they care.
They probably care. On the other hand, this tournament probably got a lot of attention, no? Like
they probably got
the
the
clicks,
views and the clicks,
views and so on must have been good. So I would guess they're still on the unhappy side with how it went, but there might be bright spot in that for them.
A lot
we
of
have games starting. D4.
Wesley played D4. Yeah? It's a slight surprise, right?
Might be, but sometimes when he wants to be extra tight, he can go 1 D4. And after he lost yesterday, we're assuming he might not be in the mood for a full-fledged battle today, no?
But usually extra tight for most people means E4, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want to deal with neither.
Yeah, I think at some point he even talked about having a very tight 1 D4 repertoire where he would be almost impossible to beat, and it's very possible he built that.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. Against Magnus, he tends to go D4 as well, no? And then usually it's they had some Slavs or semi-Slavs, and with Wesley playing very solidly. And Lanier, he sticks to his guns, plays the Queen's Gambit accepted. Also possible that Wesley just prepared for this one.
Wesley will play the ending, right? Will cause minor problems. Nothing will come out of this.
Be tight. You can go B3, knight BD2, D takes C5. Many an option after E6. They can move pieces, right? Bishop C4, C5. This will happen. Castles A6. My guess would be B3, but DC5 is also pretty tight. We will see very soon. There's a theory debate in Mamedyarov against Aronian that we can switch to once we've learned Wesley's choice on move number 7. Unless he plans to think here, in which case we will switch immediately.
Yeah, I don't think he should be thinking here. Normally he knows his lines.
DC5 is a little too tight, even for Wesley. Go castles A6 at least. Is white worse after DC5? Nah.
Probably not, no? Takes, and then king E2. Yeah, with this trench, white would be worse here.
Yep. Looks like he's decided to think, sorry, Wesley, we don't have that type of time on this show. Let's go to Mamedyarov versus Levon. Oh, this is nice. This is like the early 2000s. Queen c2, d5 theory debate. Most people play short castles here, but I never found out what was wrong with d5.
No, I think d5 is actually the more solid of two moves. But I
mildly
always
agree.
thought that CD Queen d5 was kind of the more solid approach than ED and going for these complications.
Yeah, I used to think so as well. I've played this a bit. Knight f3, Queen f5, I think it's just fine. There's something they try. No e3, c5, and then take with the pawn here. They're trying to make something happen, but yeah. Didn't happen today. CD, ED. This is also fine last time I checked. h6, bishop h4.
Yeah, this was all the rage, yeah, as you said, in early 2000s. In 2008, I was analyzing this for Vichy.
Yeah.
Long afternoons with Rybka 3.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, we were very impressed back then, but then later it turned out Rybka 3, whilst good for its time, wasn't really the last word in the engine development.
It's shocking, no? Because also when Rybka came out, I thought Rybka, whatever he or she said, was just the truth. And recently I rechecked some file from, I think, 2009 with Leko, which was done with Rybka, whatever 3, whatever version it was.
And
Stockfish just laughs at every move. I mean, and it's shocking how big the difference is. Yeah, you think it's smart, and just says +1.5, and no, this is completely wrong. I mean, they were better than humans, but how big a leap it's been is incredible.
Yeah, it's quite incredible. I didn't want to believe this, but then I tried it out for myself. The modern engines can really give odds to all the engines.
Yeah.
Like up to a piece sometimes. Yeah, this is quite incredible.
It's completely insane, yeah. Anyway, this is stuff we checked in the old days. DC, G5, Bishop G3, Knight E4, Pawn to E3, Queen to A5. Now white has two moves, Knight G2 or Rook C1. Knight G2 goes back even further. No, it's like old Kasparov theory debates, like Kasparov, Nikolic, and all kinds of stuff from the 90s.
So many people here, and Bareyevs and Magnus when he was still a kid and whatnot, yeah. And there was also this famous game in Turin Olympia 2006 when Ivan Sokolov took bishop takes b8 instead of going e3, I think.
Yep.
And Aronian got a beauty prize.
Must be nice.
I don't even remember how it went. Bishop
b8. Was it e3, Queen f6, and then bishop b8? No.
Yeah, there was some, but I don't know. Yeah, one would.
Because at some point people got excited about this, but I also can't recall the moves.
Yeah.
Maybe it's this. Yeah.
And then I just remember that it was beautiful. That's all that I recall.
It's all that matters. But yeah, I was gonna get to this. Nowadays, instead of Knight G2, which has been analyzed, the test is supposed to be Rook to C1, which can lead to some fun lines if Black takes on A2.
And then Bishop B5 check. Yeah, I think this was what I was analyzing for Vichy. Takes, Knight G2, and then Knight takes C3, I think. Knight C3,
Queen C4,
H4 was my kind of main position, I think.
Yeah. I think instead of H4, there are other moves, no Rook D1, or my memory is hazy as usual, but this I checked not so long ago. And I thought it was equal, but not that much fun for Black to play, so you could still do this with White. But instead of Queen takes A2, there are also more solid approaches now, like, how does this go? Knight C6, maybe? And you take here.
And then take D4, right, yeah, and then take and Queen D1.
D2 or Queen D1,
yeah.
And you could argue if White is a teeny tiny bit better or if it's equal. But this bothered me more from White's point of view than these Queen takes A2 lines.
Oh, okay. No, I remember that when I was doing this with Rybka 3, I felt very creative. Nowadays, it's probably just a methodical space bar clicking.
Well, like every sharp position now. But, but what's Levan doing? No, he goes Knight C6. He plays this. It's Queen A2 as mentioned. It's a bit risky. And this, and pawn to D4. is a tighter approach. White is to take, now the queen chooses one of these squares. Trying to recall how it continued, but I struggle. Guess you take one way or another.
There was some queen a2, queen b2 line also, right? Or is it not?
Was it here? Also, I think queen d2 was my main move, but let's see, Vachier-Lagrave. Obviously,
Yeah, for some
prepared this
reason,
as well.
my memory serves me queen d1, but my memory is not reliable.
Some boring stuff, probably. Takes, king f8, something like this. We'll find out, but yeah. A theory debate from the old days. More likely than not, Levon will know what he's doing and it will fizzle out. But wait and see, we must. Niemann saying, you know, if this guy Fabi can do it, why don't I play bishop b4 on move 2 as well?
Yeah, knight d5, Fabi played a5, and Hans played bishop e7.
Yeah, the main move for arguably bishop c5 when Vichy started doing it also had a bit of a, had its moment. And here after d4, the question was, is e takes d4? Does black equalize here move by move, or is this mildly unpleasant? Because I think it's been established.
How does it go after knight f6? This is the position that they have, right?
Yeah. Some moves here, no, but knight e7, bishop g5 is maybe the main line.
It looks fine for black to me.
It's supposed to be fine, but it wasn't simple as far as I recall. How does this go? Knight c6, queen c3.
And again, knight e4.
Endgames to suffer a little, maybe.
And keep the bishops, right? Bishop a3, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure. Even this is analyzed further. But,
maybe bishop a3
maybe
continues with knight d4. Is that possible? Or is this in the final position that we have? But then knight d4 and king d2. Or am I insane?
Could both be correct.
That is true, yeah, king d2. And I want you to take that rook, yeah, and I want to catch your knight, but I'm not sure I'll succeed.
Which rook do you want me to take? And which knight do you want to catch?
This is funny. I can actually choose, right?
Yeah.
So king e3, you take that rook, king d3, you take that rook, yeah. Wow. I just want to leave this position. Don't want to make this choice.
It's beautiful. Probably at least one of them works for white now, but which one and why?
I guess, yeah.
Let's find out. Yeah, king e3 is the good one. King d3 doesn't work.
Nice.
And the king hustles back.
And then white just plays e4, bishop e2, yeah? Black just never gets out.
Makes sense.
Excellent.
Yeah, but I don't think you go knight e4 here. Yeah, this is on the board. Knight c6, queen c3 goes d6. Oh, this was a move as well. But this I checked. Knight e5, e3, I think h6, and some endgame like this. You can argue if this is a dead draw or if white has a little something to work with. Probably both.
You still do a prodigious amount of clicking on your own, right?
Not really, no.
No? I think more than I do.
Not sure. Most of my clicking is for others, but this I looked at for myself at some point for white. I just can't recall.
Yeah. No, sometimes there are random Bundesliga analyses that get forgotten by Sunday night, right?
It usually happens, no? At least if it's not not something where I can accidentally repeat some stuff. Then you just click randomly, look at some moves, and it's like learning for a test in high school. No, it gets deleted right after the test.
Yes, yes.
So pawn to d6 played. This I don't think I checked. There was some other line with where white goes g3. Where's that? Is that here? Maybe this was a line. Yeah. Anyway, white is fishing for a small advantage. Black can get the bishop back. And then you argue if you have a little something. d6 is played first, knight to f3. Now this also exists, I think, 95. Takes, maybe even Vachier had this. Some endgame like this, and g3, 94. This looks familiar as well.
This has a lot of potential to get boring quickly, you know?
Not sure if that's good or bad news.
If they both draw, yeah, so Alireza is in the lead together with Nepal. If they both draw, can anybody catch them?
Wesley, theoretically, if he wins.
Only Wesley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder, yeah, but Wesley will probably be motivated to try from the position of safety, right? He has this.
Probably what's happening now. Oh, and Lanier played knight c6. Not a6 today. This is the thing. Bluebomb had this at the Olympiad, so I know a little something. Here, d5 is very critical. And some sharp stuff.
Looks promising for white.
I agree. Bluebomb's game was knight takes d5, which looks very scary. But you can also try to start clicking here and have a fun morning with Ripka 3.
Yeah, I mean, with Ripka 3, it would be an entire month.
A fun month. Now Wesley, well, probably trust Linier to have it all worked out, and maybe he's also not in the mood for drama. He takes, and we get something.
Jordan is in the chat.
Finally.
Yeah, he said he lost 2 games to Lawrence today. He's getting better by the day.
Jordan by losing to Lawrence, yeah.
No, yeah, I'm not sure, yeah. Either Lawrence is getting better or Jordan, you know, is getting...
This whole trip is still very confusing. No, Jordan is in Malaga with Lawrence Trent on a, how do you call this, a brocation? Like...
Is it a thing?
I don't know, it should be a thing. But it looks like they're just hanging out by the pool, then play some blitz games, then go for dinner, no? Like it's...
Oh my God. I realized what it is.
What is it?
Lawrence is back at his old job.
What is
He's
his old
managing
job?
Jordan.
Oh! And this is like a boot camp where Lawrence tells him the secrets to life.
Ah.
Now it all makes sense.
Now your Jordan's career will take off.
Oof. That sounds very, very likely. And that's also the big announcement coming on Tuesday.
I mean, we already pre-announced
new
this
client
big announcement.
That's true. Cher saying Jan sounds jealous. I love Malaga. It's one of my favorite cities. I'm very jealous.
But apparently you were also invited.
I was invited.
Why were you invited to the brocation?
I would guess maybe Lawrence is trying to build the dream team, no? He's the manager, and I can do Jordan's opening work. What's not to like? That's my only explanation.
That is a marvelous story. It must be the story of 2022, pretty much.
Sounds likely. Bishop d2. But Malaga's a nice city, no, Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan is definitely having fun.
Sounds like losing 2 games to Lawrence. I've lost many games to Lawrence.
Yeah, Jordan is happy.
Must be nice. I don't know if Wesley's happy here.
Our commentary is very much pro Jordan, right? He's one of ours.
Every commentary out there is pro Jordan.
We like Jordan.
I don't think Jordan has any natural enemies. No, can you name any? Or think of any?
Not without getting into trouble, but
okay. Interesting.
But I mean, I must say, when I worked on chess with Jordan, it was brief, but it was nice.
Yeah, sounds fun.
He's the one who got away. Never called me back.
But now that Lawrence is managing him, you might be back in business.
But he cannot afford me.
But don't this Dutch Federation? They must have money for you. They don't have like Kasimdzhanov money?
Very few people do.
Must be nice. This looks like a fun game.
Indeed, it's already over.
Who won? A draw.
How did we miss it in its entirety? I was not ready yet for games to be over.
I don't know. But it looks like people are taking a strong stance against shady things in this tournament. Yeah, good stuff. That means Alireza wins the tour.
Yeah, I guess Alireza wins the tour, yeah.
Think so.
Alireza wins the tour, and now he does definitely have Kasimdzhanov kind of money. Wink, wink.
You can't offer your services to every single player or not offer your services because you think they don't have enough money. That's just wrong. Anyway, congratulations to Alireza. I'm wondering what the dynamic is there, because currently it looks like they're making a quick draw when Maxime is white. That doesn't look like a great deal for Maxime overall, no?
But I think Maxime's performance in this tournament was so listless, right? He just...
Yeah, no, he just wanted to get over with. But also in this Rapid and Blitz, when they were in the shared lead, so Maxime had a quick draw in the Rapid with white.
Maybe Maxime in general is entering this phase where he doesn't really want to do it.
He just doesn't want to fight against his new countryman. We don't know.
Yeah, we lost a bunch of games. Yeah, one game we lost by default.
Yeah.
The other game was over before we kind of had the time to talk about it.
Do you want to talk about it? We have
No,
time
I don't
now.
want to talk about it. I'm pretty sure this is not the first time this game has been played.
I've seen it till here at the very least. Here, I'm not sure. We might be in new territory. This I've seen. Maybe H3 is new. Anyway, draw.
Draw. Envil is happy to be done with the tournament. Alireza might not be done, right? He might be getting ready for the tiebreak.
He's resting for tiebreak. Very unfair, no? If poor Nepomniachtchi has to play a whole game, and then he meets a rested Alireza.
On the other hand, poor Nepomniachtchi has it in his own hands, right?
Yeah, and he got an extra point in the tournament.
Yeah. That he got, yeah.
Not an extra point, but he got a point back, whatever you want to call it. Hans, after knight f3, goes bishop e6, g3. Yeah, will be one of these endgames. Like at some point you go here. I guess it's taken.
Yeah.
And how much is it?
I mean, I would normally say it's not much, but then, you know, you play somebody really good, you might find yourself struggling at some point, right?
I would like with black, I'm sure you can click your way home if you keep clicking. But...
Yeah, but if you over the board, yeah, as you say, king to c3, maybe then e3, knight d4,
yeah.
And then, you know, you play Magnus or Gata or Abdusattarov.
That's the list.
That's the list, yeah.
Magnus Sattarov. But yeah, h6 on the board. Assuming this is still homework territory, even though Hans is taking a bit of time for both of them.
Yeah, but Hans quite a bit of an English player himself, yeah. So he might have seen it also with colors reversed.
Yeah, he's certainly seen this. No, it's one of these lines which he can hold with black, but you have to be ready to sit there in one of these endgames where your opponent either has bishops or structure something.
And Wesley's attempt also doesn't look very ambitious, right?
I don't know.
I mean, now just knight takes d2, bishop e8. I mean, now
it's a long-term exchange Slav player. Looks like as good as it gets.
Ah, okay.
But it's very little, of course.
Looked very drawish to me. But maybe you go knight d6, you take on e8, and then you claim that your bishop is classically a bit better than the knight.
Fischer-Tamanov or something.
Yeah. No, I always thought that white was very slightly better in this type of positions. And then when I started working with Vichy in 2008, he would just call them a draw and move on, you know.
So he would never lose anything like this, no? Even if you add a bishop for each side, he would never lose.
Yeah. And then he would just not bother, you know, analyzing or even discussing it with you. Just, come on, people.
Yeah, Wesley playing small ball. Was this the line? I wish I could remember stuff ever. Yeah, Queen d2 played. Bishop takes. Knight f3. Can't recall if I think I had knight e2 maybe. Anyway. Guess you take and bring the bishop.
This is interesting, yeah? This allows bishop b5 check, but black just goes king f8 g7, yeah? He's quite happy to do so.
I think you're happy about that, yeah. I also had some line, it probably wasn't here where he went king f8 anyway. No, it was here.
Who knows how this will work out in a real game.
Maybe Mamedyarov. Okay. So already feels like we're bereft of content, no? Like we have a George Wesley position. Somewhat long torture probably for Hans Niemann with black against Nepomniachtchi. And theoretical battle that should also end peacefully if Levon knows his stuff in Mamedyarov against Levon. What is there to talk about?
Well, we'll find something.
Okay.
We'll find something.
I've learned nothing new since yesterday.
I learned so much new.
Oh, wow.
There is a sequel to Knives Out. Did you know?
Of course. A Knives Out story.
What is it called? Glass Onion or something?
Yeah, it's Glass Onion, a Knives Out story.
And if
I like whodunits.
Have you seen it, this movie?
No, is it out already?
I think so, no? Or is it supposed to?
It wasn't out yet.
Maybe it was just pre-announced, yeah, like Lawrence.
Sounds like it's just a Lawrence Trent style pre-announcement.
I think I'm gonna watch it.
Sounds like a great plan. I'll watch it as well. Does it have Daniel Craig as detective? What his name was? His name was?
Detective Blanc or Leblanc, something like this. Yeah?
Some French name, no?
Yeah, I think Leblanc, I think is his name. And yeah, it does have him. I saw the trailer. He's there.
Nice.
Edward Norton is there. And other people are there.
Sounds good. It's important it's other people as well. Because if it was a whodunit.
How do we see our...
Wow. Who allowed this guy into the call?
We can't see us, so we don't... I'm on my phone. So
Looks perfect.
Yeah?
How do we look?
You look great.
You look happy together.
So do you guys.
Thank you.
We've been watching a stream every day.
We have. It's
Sounds
true.
like you're having the time of your life in Malaga, playing Blitz games, watching our stream. Like
We wake up late, then we play some Blitz, and then we switch on the stream, and then we go back to bed.
That's it.
Sounds fantastic.
That's life, right? That's nice.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean,
So what are you guys doing together? We had all sorts of ideas.
what are we doing?
We're not like there's going to be a lot of rumors and stuff, but actually,
we're up to some.
I mean, there's stuff in the pipeline. We're going to announce. There's going to be an announcement,
a major announcement,
and we're going to announce the announcement now, right? So we are announcing.
We're announcing that we're making an announcement.
Yes.
But Lawrence already announced 700 times that a big announcement is coming
but
next
it's coming
week.
very soon.
But you need to give us something.
It may or may not.
It may or may not involve Jordan.
But Jordan just mentioned it, and it involves him.
No, I just.
How do we?
Oh.
I don't know. Do we look good?
Oh, look there.
You look great.
Okay, great. Wait, why are you occupying the entire screen? This is
I don't know how
unfair.
to do it. Like this?
Yeah. This
Actually, maybe like this. No, this is much better. No, that's the way.
Hey, maybe I should close
That's
my upper
the way.
button. Huh?
Yeah. Look at this guy.
But we already found out what it is. Yeah, we sort of announced your announcement already.
No. You haven't found out anything.
Oh, I think I have.
Jordan is finally taking some more professional steps, and he thought, who's the experienced, still young chess manager out there in the business? And he thought, Lawrence Trent, here's 40% of my earnings. Please manage me.
I love the fact that you
Wait. Why are you only looking at it from this point of view? I mean, there's a possibility I'm helping Lawrence to become more professional.
Ever thought about
and
that?
taking 40%.
Ever thought about
We
that?
didn't think about that for a single second, no.
Ever thought that this guy might just be my second?
I have offered Lawrence to help him as a second if he ever is like he's like one game away from achieving the Grandmaster title.
Yeah, exactly. Ever thought that maybe,
So Lawrence needs to win 105 rating points by himself, and then you step in, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's doing great in the Blitzer. We're having excellent training, and then insights from you guys at night, and then.
I mean, we are enjoying your analysis and commentary. We really are. The games have been truly just wow, roller coasters. Oh, Paolo is here downstairs.
Oh,
a friend of ours is down here. I'm gonna have to.
We're gonna have to resume training, but
yeah, this was just us
joining the show.
Yeah, this was just us saying hello. It's been emotional. I really love what you guys are doing. Great stuff. And
enough already. Thank you so much for calling in. It's great to hear you're having a fantastic time in Malaga. You look so happy, both of you.
Yeah, we're happy. We're having a great. Everybody go and follow Jordan on Instagram. I'm starting to use I'm getting out of my boomer phase. So
he's already building my brand before we even made the announcement.
Yeah.
Oh, back in the days when I was still primetime, I built Jordan's Twitter. Like,
I can believe that. That was good stuff.
I can believe
you got me. You got me to 1,000 followers.
I got you to 1,000. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna be eternally thankful for that. So
much appreciated. Have a great time. Enjoy Malaga. It's really a fantastic city.
Take care.
See you.
Bye.
What was that?
I have no idea. So that's I started wondering in the last days, yeah, if any of this is real. Somehow my life took a very surreal turn at some point. Yeah, I begin to wonder.
I don't know. I have no idea what they mentioned, but they looked properly happy, no? Like so much joy in their eyes.
Yeah, I'm basically at a loss, yeah. So if I'm wrong with my theory, then I just have no idea what's going on there.
Probably nothing. I mean, it's just young people going to a nice city, enjoying themselves for a couple of days.
Lawrence is not young people.
He's young at heart.
Well, that may be, but
I think it might be very similar to The Hangover Part 1. Like, that's how I envision it.
They looked surprisingly sober for Hangover Part 1.
It's like 8 p.m., no? Not 9 p.m.
And it's just the beginning, right?
Anyway, thank you so much for calling in. Much appreciated. It's an unlikely combination in a way, no? I'm still disturbed. Like
I know.
It's like Jamie Lannister and Brienne of Tar all of a sudden are traveling together.
And they had good chemistry.
Exactly.
They had good chemistry.
This position is very boring. Wesley might try to squeeze a little something out of it, but there's not that much to work with. I once lost a game, but it was a worse version where, yeah, I think against the great Lev Sachis. He got a knight on b6, and then he had a Catalan bishop. I was sitting there with knight on c6, bishop on e8, and I didn't enjoy it very much. But I think black has a better version here.
Yeah. Do you think Wesley is trying in this manner?
Thing is making sure there's 0.00 risk of losing. And if something happens along the way, if his 0.30 can turn into 0.60, he'll take it.
Yeah, he must have also had a tough evening, right?
For sure.
After he realized the extent of what he's done yesterday.
Yeah, that was rough. Yesterday, he lost a completely winning position against Ali Reza. And of course, had Wesley won yesterday, he'd be in the sole lead in the tournament.
Yeah, his lead would be practically unassailable.
Well, he would make his draw today, and Nepomniachtchi would have to win in order to catch him.
Yeah. And now it's the other way around. Yeah, now he's fishing for an unlikely chance to fight for the first place.
Yeah. Do you go for this pawn structure here with black? I'm serious. It doesn't look too bad, does it?
I mean, maybe you will get the b2 pawn, you will lose a few pawns, and then you will get your famous 3 against 4 rook ending that you will hold without problems.
Sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Something like this, yeah. Takes.
Yeah, something like you'll probably be completely fine. Yeah.
Looks like I might even get 3 against 3. No?
Yeah, you might even get 3 against 3. I'll be worried, however, in the beginning of this line if white consolidates, but I usually misevaluate these positions. Like take. If I castle long and then play, say, knight e4, rook d2, rook d1, or knight b1 even, so that you don't have bishop d5. Maybe knight b1 is better. And then normally, let's say rook d8, takes, knight c3, you pawn up, but your pawns are really not healthy.
It's not the prettiest structure.
No,
Still,
I don't know.
White win because you have to move something to attack something.
Yeah, I would go rook d1, then you'll probably go rook d6, right?
No, yeah.
I don't know, it doesn't look like fun, but maybe white also will find it very, very hard to make progress.
Sometimes you get similar stuff from these Catalan lines. Yeah, there's
Mhm.
5 and so on. Does
There is-
Hans have an alternative? I can castle. Yeah, maybe that's the more
Yeah, castle
restrained approach.
maybe will not make much of a difference, right? Because I still have bishop takes c6, knight b1 if you take on c4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those positions that black probably equalized, but not yet quite, right? Still, I mean, if you gave this to anyone, people would probably choose white, right? There's also a question in the chat if we had castles long on move 16 in your main line.
Weird, no?
Yeah, take castles
take.
long, c3, and does black have time for this?
Doesn't the bishop get caught? BC
Yeah,
and
take,
c4?
bishop a2, c4, rook a b8,
King c2.
king c2, and then rook b4, and then rook a1, right? And then king
c3 first,
yeah,
or the other way around, yeah.
Yeah, you lose that bishop, right?
Yeah, doesn't work.
It's close, yeah, but it doesn't work. Good question, yeah, and people are paying attention.
It's nice.
Yes.
No, you will have to sit. Computer says this move, whatever, knight b1 or b5.
Are they actually getting this position?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Computer doesn't care as usual, but plays some very artificial maneuvers. It wants to provoke f4. No, it says it's fine.
No, I remember that computer in general doesn't have problems with this structure, but I personally do. And I'm sure that Nepo is halfway happy.
Yeah, blitzes out long castles. Probably not prep, right? 125. It's harder and harder to guess with Nepo.
No, I don't think this is prep, but knowing him, you know, possibly slightly better ending, not so much risk. He'll be optimistic.
He spotted the bishop gets trapped, so he blitzes out long castles. Fair enough. I read this book by Baburin on pawn structures, but I don't recall this structure.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe it needs a chapter.
Normally, for any classical purposes, this would be considered absolutely awful. But then you have to take into consideration that still one of them is an extra pawn, right?
Yeah.
Which means, you know, one day white will have to lose some time in order to try to get one of those pawns, and in this time black will get some counterplay. So it's not that clear. This pawn is still worth something.
Might just be fine. Because yeah, really, the task is if you exchange these 4 pawns for these 2 pawns, and then exchange a pair of the knight for the bishop along the way, you'll make a draw. Like it's not that much.
Yes. So white's task would be to actually exchange all rooks and try to win in a pure knight against bishop ending. But I don't see how white can insist on exchanging all rooks.
Let's look just for debate's sake.
Yeah, if black takes
something
with
like
b1,
this,
king b1,
whatever.
Yeah, and then the king comes to, let's say, f4, and this is probably very, very tough defense.
Actually, even here it depends on move by move stuff to some extent. Yeah, like something like this. If we get this, apparently.
Yeah, king e3. Yeah, difficult to say. I would think white has winning chances, but one would have to really investigate this.
Yeah.
f3, a3, and then bring the knight to f4, and then who knows, and pray, you know.
Shuffle. But yeah, if white can't get the pawn, it won't be easy. Anyway, black probably shouldn't go along with exchanging all the rooks. I was just curious.
Yeah, usually black uses squares like d6 or d5 to get stubborn, right? And then if white takes, then black will at least correct his structure. So it's not so easy for white to insist upon a general trade of rooks.
And white doesn't really want to move pawns here. You don't want to go e4 or whatever.
Yeah, then you weaken some squares, yeah. So normally I would think that, yeah, black should be able to defend this, but if somebody told me, you know, tomorrow you will play black against Nepomniachtchi in this position, I don't think I would jump at this opportunity.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm wondering if I would consider this an acceptable outcome of the opening against Nepomniachtchi.
I doubt it, no?
For me, probably not, because I wouldn't be great at like sensing this. I would need something more concrete, but for a better player or a more feeling-based player, this might be okay. I think it's true.
Yeah, no, I could imagine that maybe Vichy, for instance, or Wesley, that they wouldn't be too concerned.
Yeah, exactly.
They would believe their technique to defend this confidently. Maybe h5.
This is a big question, right? No, of h5, h4.
h4 and then
Want this or
bishop
not?
g4. I don't know. Maybe this is some counterplay.
Apparently it's fine, but I'd also be worried to have the pawn fixed here. Hans will probably take a bit of a think here as well.
Yeah.
Levon is also confused by something. He only has one decent move.
Yeah, he should take knight f3. I don't know what else he could possibly be contemplating.
This is a threat. Oh, and c3 has been played.
He will not take on a2.
He won't take. He just thinks it's a good deal to break up these pawns.
Mm-hmm.
And now some move, yeah?
Yeah, and then if white succeeds in king c2, c4, king c3,
yeah, then
it is possible for black to regret this, but maybe white does not succeed so easily.
How do you stop it?
Maybe you don't, yeah? But maybe you can double up, yeah, on the d file or the b file, yeah, and then just kind of stand there.
You just stand there.
And if now knight b3, for instance, I cannot get into control, right?
So then rook b4 was...
Rook d4. Rook a4, rook a1, and then you have another rook coming to b4. Yeah, difficult to keep control.
Still. What is this? Maybe a5 also. Stopping rook b3 potentially.
Yeah, but it needs black needs a few good moves, right? To make sure he's okay. And even after this, it's not quite over.
Fair. Nightbar saying, in the event of a tie for first place in either of the 2022 classical Grand Chess Tour events, this is one of them, there shall be a playoff among all the players involved in the tie. 15 plus 10. Rapid into Armageddon. Now, they had some controversy about these three-way ties, and then there was only two players playing and so on. No, like,
yeah, this was in London, and I do
sense.
remember distinctly once they shared the first place. It was, I think, Aronian, Magnus, and Fabi in 2018, I think. And they sort of just looked at each other, and there was no tiebreak.
Yeah.
So sometimes it was kind of decided on the spot.
PH just tweeted that this Levon with the Schach was in prep in Anna versus Kramnik World Championship match in 2008. Yeah, not too surprising. This was a big line, as we talked about in the 2000s.
Yeah, I guess that 14 years later, one is no longer bound by secrecy.
I'm wondering what PH's timeline is for revealing such precious information. Maybe 14 years is fair. So Ronian took and played bishop e6. Unclassified. I thought the understanding was that once PH brings his laptop home, it's understood that he's automatically unclassified the information on his laptop, no?
Yeah, it's actually, we kind of joke about this, but I personally was really bothered for many years by the fact that very often the rules and regulations and customs on this are not sufficiently clear.
Well, I think people are more aware of it, and it's usually discussed beforehand, before you start working with someone, yeah, which I guess in your case, if you're working with literally anybody, it's even messier, no? Like, who can you talk about with whom and so on?
Yeah, but even otherwise, let's say, for instance, you work for Vachier, let's say, it's a world championship match, and clearly you do not, you know, you are very, very secretive with any information, including the fact that you're working.
Sure.
But, you know, once the match is over, then it becomes a bit of a limbo, right? What happens later? Because, you know, then you go work with some other people and they ask you about your opinion about the line, yeah, and then what do you do? And this somehow has never been, I think, sufficiently clarified. Also, even the ethical norms of this are not perfectly clear to me. I think everybody would be better served if something like this would at least be, you know, properly discussed, because the possible scenarios are not really difficult, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's being done, and also maybe it's a bit less of a topic than some years ago or in 2008, because a lot of it is, well, first engine line, so the truth is out there or it quickly gets played by someone else. And most people are looking at the same openings. No, it's rare that you can get so far ahead in a single complex of stuff. But no, it's always a great line. No, like even if I play Bundesliga and I accidentally know something in the Catalan line I play that was from the match, like then what do you do, right? And at what point do you reveal prep, or at what point do you just, you know, play something that's in the database and has been known and is the first line of the computer? No, it's always
and it can also get absurd, right? If, for instance, you are preparing for a world championship match and everybody knows that you cannot reveal, then even the fact that you are not revealing could be a bit revealing.
Yeah, for
you know, you could be a Najdorf player who suddenly doesn't play Najdorf anymore, yeah, then everybody will start suspecting, yeah, that's what they're looking at. Yeah, this is kind of, yeah, strange, a gray area, as you say, without maybe good solutions.
It's one of the good things about being old and half retired in chess. No, like sometimes you're more in demand as long as you still have strength to push the spacebar button, because people are less afraid that you will be young and ambitious and go out there and play all their secrets, because you don't play anymore.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm in demand. Yeah, they see I'm not ambitious.
Likewise, except for the in demand part.
Well, you still have tournament ambitions. You want to go to Thailand.
That has been my only tournament ambition for 10 years now here. And be warned, Thailand Open. I'll use all the World Championship prep in the first 10 moves, but then I'll be on my own, and then you don't have to be as scared anymore.
It's a funny dynamic, yeah, when they're really terrified the first 10 moves and they make sure that they passed it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of d4, b6. Hans. Does Hans know what he's doing? Maybe he does.
Yeah, I think this was probably a smart idea for practical purposes because now he actually has counterplay.
It's very easier than sitting and waiting, you say? Yeah?
Yes.
Like the moves are easier at least?
And now White also should make his choices responsibly, because something could go wrong, right? We've seen this, a bunch of times in similar structures in the Berlin, right? At some point the bishop can get strong, and who knows, White could also have weaknesses.
Yeah. Also, given all the Hans debates I've seen and read in recent days, seems like this intuitive play and strategic thinking is his strength here, and sometimes move by move stuff more his weakness. So maybe he understands.
In this way, he must be a bit unusual, right, amongst his contemporaries.
Yeah.
Because kids these days, they really excel at move by move. And everything else is a bit foreign to them, normally.
Yeah, but many different kids out there with different ways to spend a lot of time on chess, no? Maybe.
That's true.
Hans is just an avid book reader.
Maybe he reads all the good books,
What are the best books?
I don't know, but I think you should ask Ivanchuk.
Oh, does he read all the books?
Yeah, once I heard Topalov say that Ivanchuk read all the right books, but I never asked Ivanchuk about those. You got to ask Ivanchuk.
Okay. Do I have to ask Topalov first? No, we know.
No. I think like Topalov's bit of information is already out there. I know it.
Okay.
Just go ahead, ask Ivanchuk, and he'll tell you.
But that also implies that Topalov knows what the right books are, no? If Ivanchuk reads the right books.
Well, amongst the two of them, they have a certain level of street cred.
It's fair. I think it will be easier to get a hold of Topalov for me. So I'll just ask him what the right books are.
And please accept my apologies already if he sends you to Shereshevsky.
Maybe Kramnik Life and Games.
I've actually never read that. Never read the collection of Kramnik's games.
I read Kramnik, My Life and Games by Damsky and Kramnik.
Is it
It's
good?
been a long time ago. It's early 2000s. It's all right, yeah. I liked it. And I read the Carsten Hensel book on Kramnik's career, but it doesn't have so much chess content.
We might run out of chess content ourselves, right?
I don't know. It's a great thing about the royal game. Every position is new content. Can Levon Aronian castle into this? Or will bad things happen to him?
It's difficult to be 100% sure, right? When you're contemplating castling long and
94, Queen D2 is just good, yeah?
yeah, then the bishop is hanging on D3, so
This
you
guy's hanging. If some move, then King B8, and we're... How about this? Queen E5.
Queen E5.
Even this looks somewhat scary, does it not?
This looks mildly terrifying. Yeah, maybe bishop D6 is safer.
Queen takes.
But of course, yeah, not so easy.
Everyone will think. Still like the king here intuitively. How bad is this?
It's a bit awkward, right? He still needs to spend another move to be able to go king G7, right? After Queen E2. He needs to do something, right, first.
Yeah, I was thinking this, but then bishop c4, and I'm not in time for anything. Yeah, black has to be precise, yeah?
Yes, I mean, castling long, I think Levon probably knows that his position is fine. Probably still remembers computer evaluation, but over the board to make sure that castling long is fine. I think he'll probably do it, right? But maybe not happily.
Was this? I don't even understand, but okay, this we can do. So queen takes. Also mildly terrifying against Schachner.
Yes, and rook b1, bishop e4, yes. I mean, you have to make sure everything is good. Of course, Shahryar is one of the most dangerous attackers out there. And also the one, who does not hesitate to go all in or all out.
Doesn't feel all in to him, no? Just feels like, okay, go for it. In other news,
In other news, Lenier is still thinking.
Yeah.
I think that's where we left him last night, right?
Likes to think.
He likes to think.
But let's come back to haunt him a little bit. No, he gets good positions, but then he doesn't quite have the time to finish the job in the 2 white games we've seen.
Yeah, no, sometimes it also happens, yeah. If you're trying hard, but you're not in perfect form, yeah, sometimes winning games is very difficult.
Very much so. So Wesley probably happy, can't lose. Linear thinking, maybe 1 or 2 questions can be asked. Levon, he's thinking about long castles. And Hans Niemann is thinking if he should go c5 or rook b8. That's the situation. c5, I don't know.
Also high responsibility decision, right?
Yeah.
But actually, if you are, let's say, a PR manager of sorts, with this classical faith in that, there is no bad publicity and so on, yeah? Would you think that it's possible that Hans benefited from the attention around his name now?
I brought this up the other day. No, first of all, no, I'm trying to collect my thoughts here. He's by far, who's the most famous chess players in the world now, right now? Like Carlsen, and who's number 2?
You mean he might be number 2, yeah?
Might be. Every podcast I listen to these Germany comedy podcasts. He's been debated on every podcast. Fest und Flauschig, Apokalypse und Filterkaffee. Hans is out there. Yeah, maybe it's Kasparov still. Maybe Hikaru. But no, his name is very much out there. And of course, it could be beneficial when it comes to, whatever. I don't know what he wants to pursue. He's already a Play Magnus Group ambassador now, was a successful Twitch streamer and so on. But also some of the rumors out there might be something, especially this lovely theory that I think was brought forward by the Chess Press. It's probably going to be something that's going to be associated with him his whole life, no? Like, which you could argue if fairly or unfairly. And I don't think that's great news necessarily.
No, this doesn't sound like great news, yeah. I was just wondering that maybe it never sounded like it could be anything positive for him. But then I thought maybe I also don't understand the way the modern world works, right? Because there are a lot of people out there that try to get attention, no matter good attention or bad attention, right? Any sort. Yeah, they're difficult to say.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. But of course, if you compare just the name recognition between, I don't know, let's say Hans and Jeffrey Zhong, who's what, year older, has been high rated all the time. It's 1,000 to 1 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Sam Sevian. Chat, how many of you to know Sam Sevian?
Okay, you just made up a name, didn't you?
He's what, 2680, same age? Which I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad thing, but there is a giant discrepancy. Hans was more known than these guys before already, also because of the Crypto Cup and the Chat Speaks for Itself stuff and so on, and the streaming. But now, once again, thanks to Mr. Rapport, it's off the charts.
Yeah, everything that happens in chess is due to Richie Rapport.
Very much so.
He quietly defines our lives.
Just Hugo plays saying, who doesn't know him? I don't know. Maybe our chat is too chess savvy that everyone knows of Sevian. But yeah, he wasn't featured on the German podcast I listened to. Which that isn't necessarily a bad or a good thing. And also, yeah, this drawing attention to yourself, no matter what you think about it, it's something one can do. No, like in chess, you can fly under the radar, but I'm not talking about Hans now, but in general, to have your name out there a little bit, to be able to be reached for whatever tournament invitations, simuls, lectures, whatever you want to do, I think is important, especially for the non-top 10 or top 10 players or top 2 trainers. Maybe you don't need it because you're such a household name, but for some of the guys, they're very hard to reach. If you can't find their email on the internet, they don't have Twitter or social media. Like, how do you recruit someone for your team?
No, definitely. No, in some ways, I already see this that everybody has heard of Hans. I mean, this I noticed, but also I think there are people and people, right? For instance, I think some Indian players, they still, I mean, you can tell they're very private people, like Gukesh and Erigashi. You don't really hear of them every day, and when you hear, this is usually some chess game. So it's different attitude, right?
Maybe I'm not sure if this is true, but maybe for Indians it's also different because they have such a great chess boom and such a great generation that I feel most of these successful young Indians, they're already well known, no? Or
yeah, maybe they just don't need this. Yeah, and I think, for instance, Abdusattarov also, yeah, he's very well known in Uzbekistan, and I don't think he strives to be a household name in Denmark or Sweden.
Pumpkin the Past saying, which German comedy podcast are talking about chess, by the way? All of them currently. Fast and Flauschig, Apocalypse and Filter Cafe. These might be 2 of the biggest 3 German podcasts I listened to last 2 days. They both brought up the topic.
What do they think?
One was more on the chess bra theory for laughs. The other one was Fest and Flauschig. Shout out to Olli Schulz. He sounded genuinely interested. First of all, he thought all chess players are arrogant weirdos because they think they're so smart. He mentioned Magnus and Hans specifically, but he also said all chess players. Then he thought his life experience tells him he didn't know much about how to cheat in chess and so on, but that if someone had cheated once or twice and admitted to it, that he thought there was something to it. He knew for, like, this is a German singer, songwriter, comedian, podcaster, who I wasn't sure was associated with chess, but he knew a surprisingly detailed amount, and he asked people to watch the interviews and give him reads and so on. So the interest is very much out there.
Yeah. I think also, I think statistically and in statistics and in psychology, there has been a huge amount of research, not into chess cheating, but into, you know, people cheating randomly on different sort of tests and different sort of things. And people are quite incredible like this. Like, you know, you get 30 people into a room for a scientific experiment. You give them some questions and they do not have anything on the line.
They'll
Absolutely
figure out a way
nothing,
to...
And if they can cheat, they will still cheat. It somehow seems like just deeply ingrained. Yeah, maybe people are just not good people.
Maybe it's the thing we need to do to increase chances of survival. I don't mean chess cheating. I watched this video of, I don't know, two brothers, like one is, I don't know, maybe 3 years old and one is 1.5, and they're left alone in a room with a bunch of sweets, and they're being told, okay, daddy has to go for 5 minutes. Don't eat the sweets until I come back. Like, daddy's gone for 5 seconds, and they give each other this look, nod, and boom, they take one of the sweets, and then they act like nothing happened. Yeah, I mean, like, it's...
No, I also surprisingly encountered this in my experience as an online coach. That like when you have a large group of people, sometimes some of them you would suspect would cheat. And then I would sometimes wonder, yeah, I mean, I really don't see any point to this. Just no point at all. But
usually it's not part of a grand strategy. Yes, you think you don't get caught, and
no, but also they don't
think
even
of it
get
as a
the
major
recognition.
crime.
Yeah, it's online training. I don't even know them, you know. I just...
No, but the motivation to win chess games is strong. Yeah, that's
no,
why
but even in
the
training,
stupid game is always
even in training, like I show a position, you know.
Oh, but there I cheat for sure. Yeah, once you leave the room, I'll check on my phone if your stupid rook ending is drawn. Like that.
Yeah.
That also, not only can you look smart to Rustam, but also I don't have to think about this very annoying position. Yeah, like.
Yeah, but this you could avoid anyway. I just don't show up for training. You know?
But I might have to get my, I don't know,
yeah,
my support money. I have to show up to some training sessions. No?
Yeah, no, I already had this. Yeah, sometimes you have a seminar which people attend to get like a FIDE senior trainer diploma.
Exactly.
But
I'm a FIDE senior trainer, by the way. I'm a FIDE senior trainer.
Congratulations.
It's been a long, successful road of sending an email to the German Federation.
Nice, a good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think I also got mine like last year.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, thank you. We are colleagues, you and me.
No, the thing is, in order to be a captain at the Chess Olympiad, you need to be a FIDE trainer of some sorts, no?
Yes. Yeah, no, you also need this for a lot of small things, but it was also funny. At some point I applied for FIDE senior trainer and they gave it to me, and they also made me a coach of the year.
Wow.
Of 2021, mainly because I was Fabi's coach, which I also thought was funny because by the time they were making me the trainer of the year, I had also quit the job. So
maybe it was a lifetime achievement award.
Yeah, but I thought it might not supposed to be like 80 to get a lifetime award. At least, you know, with Oscars, it would be like this.
I don't know, in chess years.
In chess years, I am 80.
No, but you weren't eligible before, yeah, because you weren't a FIDE senior trainer.
That's true.
So Grivas kept crushing that competition. But
That's
now
true.
that you're eligible, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Levon is still thinking, right? He's not sure about castling long. This does not sit right with him, right?
Being asked an opinion on Ivan Sokolov, FIDE trainer. I read something the other day. What was it? That he doesn't want to work for FIDE anymore? I didn't know he worked for FIDE. I'm not sure what that was, but I saw a tweet and probably Peter Heine brought it up.
But he's a coach of the Uzbek team, right?
Yeah, but that's not FIDE, right?
He doesn't want to teach FIDE seminars anymore, but
Or
okay.
something like that, yeah. But that's usually a small thing of what people do anyway, like 2
Yeah.
weekends a year or whatnot.
He has a full-time and a very decent job with the Golden Uzbek team, and he also kind of was on the receiving part of the Uzbek generosity. Yeah, I kind of understand why he doesn't want to waste his time anymore.
Makes perfect sense. Levon's still thinking about long castles.
Levon is still thinking. Hans is slightly outplaying Nepo, right? By the look of it.
It's a nice rook. So how does it go? King, let's say.
Yeah, I thought
did
the
give
rooks
up the
were
B
very
file,
active, right? But maybe it's just temporary activity.
The other rook doesn't come into play now.
I thought rook g4, you know.
That's
throw them all in.
Hmm.
Not so easy to smoke this rook out, right?
But you're not threatening to take, right? F3.
Not yet, but then maybe I can go f5,
After
f4, you know.
Yeah, maybe it's fine. Double squeeze. Ivan said, I hope attendees here in Mamaya, my last trainer's seminar for FIDE chess, due to poor management decisions, I will no longer work at seminars or any actions at FIDE chess. Okay. Doesn't sound like such a big thing, but I'm not sure what he's unhappy with.
Yeah, we need Suat. Suat just disappeared on us.
So it gave up on us after some days, yeah?
He made his gracious appearance a couple of rounds and then he was gone, just like Kaiser says, you know, like that. He was gone.
Then he decided to do something after a while.
Yeah,
Like
he played
E7.
knight e7, ready to play bishop a4, bishop c6, bishop b5, maybe sometimes.
Makes perfect sense, no? He doesn't want to allow this horsey even getting too close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is Grandmaster chess in action. Yeah, thought for half an hour, played knight e7.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Rook c7, he has some bishop a4, knight d5. And
Or just immediately knight d5, right? Because rook b7, bishop c6, black will probably catch that rook.
Oh, and this is still there. Yeah, would be surprising if this didn't end in a draw.
Quite. Yeah, Hans is throwing his rooks at Nepo the way I suggested.
It's a very hands-on approach.
Mm-hmm. And not so easy to play this one with white, yeah? You want to be in control, but it's difficult to keep perfect control here.
Here, this is probably still good, unless I blundered bishop d5. But maybe you get some sort of Mexican standoff here, like whatever move.
Yeah, this looks very much like a standoff, yeah.
You still can't take, but what's white gonna do next now? She also has some ideas. But Hard to believe you can win if you give up the a2 pawn.
Yeah, also Nebo is in this weird situation. He would of course like to win, but he would really hate to lose, right? So...
I'm in that weird situation every game.
That is true.
Okay, so strange round, somewhat strange round today. Only 4 games running, of course. The French battle ended peacefully about 8 minutes in, which means Alireza Firouzja will most likely win the tour. Question is, will he win the tournament as well? If Nepomniachtchi draws, they will probably play a tiebreak for tournament victory. Some point tonight. We might be here for a while now thinking about it. Ooh. Wesley So could catch them if they both drew with a victory, but his position looks fairly drawish. And Maudyarov seems to have surprised Levon Aronian slightly in the opening. Levon taking a long time here. Probably calculating the consequences of long castles, the best move according to the computer, but very scary stuff after a bunch of normal white moves. So that's where we are. I'll get myself another rhubarb spritzer and we'll come back to cover even more of this. In the meantime, get personalized lessons using mistakes from your own games, using the code St. Louis, or check out Wesley's repertoire on 1e4, which he doesn't play today. Just saying. See you soon.
Our moves.
Yes.
You tell me black moves.
I tell you black moves, you tell me what moves he made. You make sure you hit the clock, you know what to do.
3 minutes blind?
Let's go, let's try it. Let's see what happens. It was very cool to be in Armando's bar late at night in Barcelona playing chess. Let's go. My opponent's name is Gentil, and he's a genteel kind of guy. I mean, he was just really funny and fun. And we played a bunch of games before we played this one. I knew his level. That's why I knew I could challenge him at blindfold chess.
D4 again.
I need to touch.
Maurice, this time I gotta fix this problem.
Don't listen, you don't speak. She speaks, not you, okay? Thank you. Bishop B7, Bishop B7. So we started this game. I had only 3 minutes on the clock. I played B6. It had been effective before. We'd played a few openings in this line, so I decided to try it yet again.
A3.
You got smart. You got smart finally.
All night playing.
After all that. C5. The opening went pretty smoothly to this point, and then he played the move A3, a deep move. I kept trapping him by putting the bishop on B4 and stealing his e-pawn. So he decided no more, no mas. I didn't want to see it, so he played A3. I thought it was pretty funny that this move was going to bite him on the butt later on. I played C5, and now D5 is probably the best move. He played knight to F3, allowing me to trade and get into some kind of Sicilian formation.
F3.
Knight C6. And now knight to C6.
He does some strange songs.
Watch the clock, make sure he loses.
Knight B5.
And here he played knight to B5. And here I saw it coming. Knight dog B5.
Yeah.
Okay, D6. Pawn to D6. And I was praying that he would play this line, and he did. Bishop to F4, an aggressive move, attacking the pawn on this D6 square. Of course, it's a point of concurrency, as I talk about in my course, as 3 things are converging on that point, and I have only 2 things that are guarding it. But look at all the pressure being applied to that square. I have only 1 move really, and that is to play E5 to block the bishop. It looks like a defensive move. I love moves like this. You play a move like E5, it actually is an aggressive move. He played bishop to E3. What he didn't notice was when I played E5, attacking his bishop, I was actually dominating his knight on B5. It now has no way backwards thanks to this crazy move A3 that he played earlier.
He doesn't like my knight.
Oh no, I like your knight a lot. That just simply dominates this knight. It has no squares. All those circles you see are covered by one thing or another. Either it's my pieces guarding the squares or his blocking him from going in. Domination is something that crops up again and again and again in chess, and it was great that I was able to do it. Within 9 moves, I was stealing a piece. How's his clock?
150.
My clock?
2. Knight D4.
Dog 4?
Yeah.
Pawn takes, please. He put his knight back to D4. Of course, thank you very much for lunch. And then he took, and now it was just time to develop my pieces.
Okay, I like my position. Piece.
Bishop E2.
Bishop E2, Bishop E7.
King.
King what? Castle, okay. I'm same. The king. Yeah, it was a pretty funny scene with all the people drinking and laughing. It definitely made for a lot of fun.
B4.
What?
B4.
Boy
Pawn-
4.
pawn
Okay.
B4.
Now he played B4, being aggressive, and so I knew that I was going to have yet another opportunity to come after him.
F3. Pawn F3.
Smart man.
Before I lose my E4 pawn.
I see. Queen C7.
How you like that, huh?
It's just a test.
Okay.
E4 knights here.
Wait till I get.
Queen E1.
Queen E1. He failed the test.
And after Queen E1, he's looking at the board. Meantime, giving me free pieces.
Oh!
Boom!
It's my piece. He failed the test. He failed the test.
God.
Yeah, it's
now,
bad.
What do I do now?
Now?
I have to
It's late now. But what do? You cry now.
Bishop D3.
Bishop dog 3?
Yeah.
Now he played bishop to D3, and then a funny moment happened. This was crazy. I asked to play queen takes on C3. I want to play queen takes C3. And my assistant is trying to help me out by telling me not to take on C3. But I'm like, what? What are you talking about? She's saying, no, there's something on the board. I'm like, I want to take on C3. And both of them are looking at the board, not realizing that I can take. Finally, I said my rook is on C8. And they're like, oh, you can take on C3. That cost me a lot of minutes. I was so upset.
He has a queen on E1 and have a rook on C8. Queen takes knight. Go. Remember what? Queen takes knight. What is this warning? Remember, it's a free piece.
All of a sudden, I heard I only 10 seconds left on the clock, and I had to blitz the rest of the way through. Of course, I'm up 3 pieces. You can count 3 of them. I should be winning this easily.
15 seconds. Me?
15.
Knight E6. What?
E6.
You have 9 seconds.
6 seconds? What have you been doing, Issa? What the heck? But unfortunately, my time ran out, and he won his first game against me in all those tries.
King H1.
Queen knight takes E4.
We flag.
How did we lose on time? How can we lose on time? We had so much time. Pretty funny though. Blindfold Blitz is always hilarious. This turned out to be a lot of fun. We took it all in good spirits and had a great night hanging out at Armando's bar. So if you're interested in these types of geometric ideas, you can look for my course on Chessable. The title, The Secrets of Chess Geometry.
I want a new partner. It's all right. We're good.
I
We're
want to
good.
play normal chess.
Time to take control of your journey towards chess mastery. Magnus Carlsen introduces Chessable, the definitive solution for studying chess. Move Trainer uses the science of spaced repetition to identify your strengths and eliminate your weaknesses. There's no need to set up a board, remember which page you're on, or keep track of all the moves you miss. Get started now and join our growing community of over 100,000 chess enthusiasts. Chessable. Take control of your journey towards chess mastery.
How many times have you been stuck in a rut where you're just not improving? Why can't I improve? I'm 1600, 1800, even 2000. I can't get to the next level. What am I doing wrong? This course is aimed at taking you to the next level. I show you one game which has inspired me, which has really helped me in a particular idea. And this is what Vachier said in his notes. The move h4 is not to try and checkmate black, it's to try and stop black from playing f5. And I'm going to show you one of my own games where I've used that idea and I've put it into practice. That's why I started playing h4 in multiple positions. I now play bishop e2, and you can see it's very similar strategy to the last game. I want to play h5. Best form of defense is attack, and calculation is key. Force your will on your opponent. Rook to d4. Boom! So get yourself a nice cup of coffee, get yourself a nice comfy seat, lay back and learn.
I'm ahead of the game. Remember who am I? I'm a boss and I'm honestly off my rocker, but follow me, I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. I'm only ever slinging, I'm working overtime. Got the song and I'm the singer, the melody, the vibe. I'm a prodigy, logically I'm impossibly wanted, and they'll remember my name. They'll remember my name. Ooh, well, I'm ahead now. I'm ahead of the game.
As a kid, I spent hours every day reading about chess, about openings, chess history, and games played between world champions, grandmasters, all of them. My apps make learning much easier. Everything I know you can find in my apps: Magnus Trainer, Tactics Frenzy, and Play Magnus. You can learn the basic rules of chess, train with our 400 lessons, and even play against my digital self. Download and try my apps for free.
He played the Berlin, which I sort of expected, but I didn't really know what to do against, because in reality very few people do.
When we are playing an even game against someone of similar strength to us, usually we need to give something in order to obtain the initiative.
Just how shrewd and cunning Alireza can be, even with very little time.
I want to show you a game just to prove that I play these lines that I played against former world #2 and a bit of a superstar, Gustafsson.
This is John. John loves to study chess. This is David. David loves to study chess as well, but efficiently. John spends more time setting up the board and figuring out what's on the page of his book than he gets to study. David likes to take it easy and use his time wisely. David has finished his exercise for today. John should try the same.
Hi, I'm John Chess, inventor of chess, and also your new stepdad. And we're very disappointed in you, son and or daughter, because you suck at chess. And so that is why you have to now sign up for AIM Chess. AIM Chess is a digital chess trainer that creates personalized lessons based on positions from your own games, and turns your blunders into wonders. Link your Chess24 account or other online chess accounts today and learn the official AIM Chess Gambit, which is where you take your opponent's king and then you just f***ing eat it. I didn't know I was gonna say that. In-depth analysis, tactics trainer, blunderer, preventerer, whatever the f this is. And a new personalized feed full of curated chess puzzles and memes. All of this and more available only at AIM Chess.
Hello?
Courtney, did you know that the average AIM Chess user—
Oh my god, stop calling me about fucking AIM Chess!
You heard it here first. Join AIM Chess today and become the world's greatest chess man in the world. Or chess woman. Hi.
Welcome back, everybody. Final round of the Sinquefield Cup is going on, and Mamedyarov is trying to checkmate Levon Aronian, but it won't be easy. Rustam, what's happening?
Yeah, it looks like one of those positions. I'm not sure I would be very worried with black. Like, for instance, bishop b8 looks very steady to me. But then it is still very possible to blunder mate. For instance, rook c3 and then rook a3. Is it rook c3, a6? Rook a3, queen b4 could already be some sort of mate. Queen b6, yeah, it's very possible to somehow suddenly end up in some unpleasantness. Black needs to exercise some caution.
Very move by move. The computer gives this, which I don't understand. Queen takes.
Yeah.
Rook d8, queen e2. What does he want?
Just wants to play exchange down, right?
Now makes some move. Who does this?
Yeah.
Even you, as a well-known hater of rooks, I can't picture you going for this.
I don't think I would go for this, but I also understand I would lose to a computer in 3 moves with this, with white, right? In this position.
Yeah, no arguing with the computer, but this looks like an insane solution, no?
It is difficult to come up with this, right?
And if not, it's scary. Maybe it's scarier than it looks. Is there a threat, though?
Rook fd1. Not a threat, right? Probably not even a good square for the rook.
Rook c3 is not threatening rook a3 yet.
Yeah, rook fd1 is just not a good square because now this bishop is pinned.
Now all this stuff.
Yeah, no, this bishop.
You have all kinds of tricks here.
We don't need that.
So at the very least, an interesting position. Is this a topic?
Maybe queen b6 is safe.
Maybe 6 right? Looks a little more tidy.
Try to make a draw.
Yeah.
Also my middle name.
Rustam tried to make a draw, Kasimdzhanov.
Exactly.
It's a long name.
It's a bit clumsy, but it's okay.
Speaking of try to make a draw, does Wesley have an initiative here?
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah? So if he plays rook c3, threatening everything, black has to go bishop c6. And now I don't think there is tactics, right? If knight a6, ba, bishop a6, this bishop is defended. So black just goes away with the rook. So there's no tactical solution, but maybe white can just slowly bring in the king, right? f3, king f2. Although why should this be bad? Knight d5. King f2, b6.
Sorry.
Knight a4, you will just protect this pawn. I know there is no pin. Yeah, I keep forgetting it. There is no pin. Yeah, it just doesn't sound so bad, right?
Looks like it should peter out now. We put these pawns on black, exchange stuff.
What is the etymology of peter out? Such a weird saying, right?
I don't know.
Like, what is this verb? Yeah, to Peter.
I thought it's just since Svidler left the broadcast early so often, he would say Peter out, and it caught on. No.
Yeah, but then I think there was evidence that the saying, you know, was even older than Svidler.
Hard to believe, but I'll trust your judgment.
Yeah, but I just do not know the etymology. I'm pretty sure Sotirius will give us information. Because maybe he left too. Like yesterday, I was completely heartbroken. No, we're doing so well here in the show, and he was just online shopping and not even listening.
It says it's 1846 US minor slang from 1812. That does make sense. How can it be 1846 slang from 1812? From 1812 Peter, to become exhausted. Various speculative etymologies have been suggested, either from St. Peter, from the sense of rock, French péter, which means to fart, or saltpeter, ingredient in gunpowder, hence used in mining. We will never know.
Yeah, all of it sounds so implausible, yeah?
Yeah.
So no wonder it sounds so weird, yeah? Even its etymology is unclear and not very English, right?
I'll go with the French explanation. It's from péter.
Yeah. And you see, we even learned the French word in the process.
No, I knew that word.
I didn't. Very, very useful.
That's why they think the first name Peter is very funny.
Well, I can understand that. So maybe from now on, we'll just stay politically correct and we'll just say Svidler out, no?
Yeah. Leko out. Okay, so this is dry. What's Hans been up to?
Like, he brought his rook from a4 to e5. I'm not sure if it's an improvement.
Looks like random shuffling, no?
Yeah, a lot of random shuffling. After e3, for instance, how does he continue to shuffle? His rook on g4 also. Well, yeah, rook c1 and then rook c3. I mean, his position has potential to become bad.
Yeah, it feels like these 5 rook moves really didn't improve his situation. No?
Oh, he's continuing, yeah. He's on that wagon. He plays rook f5. Yeah.
Forcing some clumsy move here.
Yeah, rook f1 or rook h2, yeah. I don't know Nepomniachtchi well enough. Yeah? I don't think he likes clumsy moves, but maybe he doesn't mind.
He will have to.
Yeah. Kind of somebody like Karpov, you know, would gladly play rook h2 without being concerned, but some people don't like this, yeah.
No, they said this about Nepomniachtchi. I recall when he won this game against Ali Reza and the candidates with white, where at some point he went in this long, sharp theory line. He went king b1, so after a4 he could have got knight c1. And the theoretical main line is to put the knight on a1, play some different move. But they just said he would never do this because he's a classical guy and he doesn't like clumsy squares and clumsy moves for his pieces. Could be true.
I wonder which one is more clumsy, f1 or h2?
h2 looks cooler because you're not pinned, but it will also take much longer to get into action.
But in a way, it's not a vulnerable square, right? It's a very safe square. Until the king arrives on g1, nobody is attacking that rook.
That'd be a strong reply, king g1.
Might take a while.
Yeah. But how do you get out of this? Here. Very weakening as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe you slowly bring your king back to, I don't know, e2 or so, but not so sure. I'm glad it's not my problem.
And rook f1 played.
So now it's official. Huh? Rook f1 is less clumsy than rook h2.
Yeah. Will Hans keep this construction or will he go back?
It's so funny rooks, right? I mean, they occupy most unusual positions.
And now we can go.
Yeah.
That would be bad. And now Hans directs the other rook back.
Yeah, he's back on this again, right? He's just kind of not really putting much thought into maneuvering.
Yeah, he just blitzes out or plays. Well, he spent time, but he plays whatever feels normal. Yeah.
Yeah, but he spent most of his time, I think, before, and this kind of rook shufflings, he's just trusting his intuition on this.
This doesn't work. Computer very much on Nepomniachtchi's side now. Knight b3. He's not happy.
Okay, knight b3, rook takes g3, knight d4 is definitely within Nepo's vision. I think the more difficult thing is to realize that knight b3, c5 is in white's favor, right? But then, yeah, white can go
also in his vision now. No, he stabilizes here. The knight sits nicely here sometimes.
Yeah, but I think he also just goes e4, yeah, after which black rook only finds that square on h5. Otherwise, you know, black loses a pawn, and I'm not sure that this rook h5 is a good square for the rook.
Looks terrible, no?
Yeah, it looks pretty terrible, yeah. I mean, knight b3 could be seriously bad news for Hans.
Yeah, and the way to keep white tied up was to attack this pawn, which now no longer is. So yeah.
I also think the rook on a4 was more bothering for white than the rook on f5.
Yeah, he couldn't keep the rook on a4 no after king b3, but maybe he could have kept it within the vicinity. Is that a word? a6. Check here.
Yeah, keeping it somewhere on the queen side, yeah. But on the other hand, maybe after that that augured remark, yeah, maybe he trusts his intuition even more than before.
But his intuition didn't save the day against Fabino, like some calculating probably would have. No.
Yeah. No, also, okay, Hans, it's his first super tournament. He doesn't really know these players well. He doesn't know what you know can and cannot do against some people.
He's also coming off playing a bunch of rapid chess here in his FTX Crypto Cup.
Yeah, no, a lot of young people are telling me that there is no classical chess left this year, basically, except for the European Club Cup. Seems like the classical season is coming to an end, but there are like 27 major rapid tournaments.
A lot of young people are telling you, how does this work in practice?
Well, you know, some people message me.
They say, yo, no classical left this year.
Yeah. No, they usually start somewhere else, you know. Just 5 minutes ago, I spoke to Arjun, and he said that he has rapid tournaments. I said, I don't have all this excitement in my life. He said, perks of being an old man. And beautiful
Seems like
conversation.
you're having fun conversations.
Yeah. I really like this communication. I love it.
Hans in trouble. Levon no longer in trouble here, like after knight d6, how that can be. He went rook h8. Nadyarov took rook h8, probably the most normal move here. I made some
knight d6 is a
random
bit...
computer moves.
It's just wrong, no?
Maybe there's no better, but no. It's just nothing, no?
And now white has to be a bit careful, yeah, because his pawns are a bit broken on the king side. And there is some potential for this to go a bit wrong. And knight d6 also, yeah, not an ambitious continuation. Not at all.
Clownbasket is saying, did either of you guys do the chess practice of looking at positions right to left or left to right? You mean you set up the same position, but like with on the other side, or how does it work? King on b1, bishop e3, queen d3. I've never done that. I'm familiar with the practice of looking at opening positions with colors reversed, like you go.
Yeah,
it's a very useful exercise. No, you do this.
It's usually really
and
weird.
You ask
right?
yourself, what's the move here? Like, I would say knight c6 is clearly the move with colors reversed.
I'm not sure.
E4 would feel wrong to me. Okay, now.
No, I think with black,
Discussion
I would really navigate towards e4, bishop f4, for instance. Bishop d6 would look like a perfectly natural way to play.
Yeah, which with white one would never do, no? Or now it's line, but it's a strange one. Blackness looks normal, it's true. Still, to me, knight c6 looks like such a normal move. No, this is a fun practice. The other switching kingside and queenside I've never done.
Yeah,
it's weird because there's the castling right here, like so.
No, I mean you could
what.
take the position after castling and just artificially switch sides. Maybe it would give you some fresh ideas, but we usually use an engine for generating fresh ideas, right?
Sadly. Here also d3 looks insane, yeah, like knight c3 or g3 are clearly the moves. So d3, d5.
Yeah, the reverse
takes.
Sicilian never looked good.
Knight f3, knight c6, a3. No, okay, a3 doesn't look that crazy. Still, g3 would be the first choice. Knight c3. That doesn't look like something went wrong. But this also is too close to an English where we lack a tempo, isn't it? It's not a good example. This position.
Yeah, knight f3 looks
Knight f3
completely
is a good
normal,
move
right?
here. Like, d6, bishop c4. Yeah, it looks completely normal. Castles we take, all right.
Yeah, not at all clear why should be worse here, right?
d5 looks a bit random, but okay.
Actually, the endgame
this you
is
can
better
calculate
for
it.
white than it ever did for black, right?
Looks like white is better, no?
Yeah, it looks excellent.
Bishops, king is not really weak. Yeah, looks completely fine. They blitz out h6 and feel very clever, like what's going on here?
Yeah.
Any move? No, h3 looks normal. c6, I don't know. Maybe some b3.
Looks like we're pressing already, right?
Yeah. Strange, really looks nice for white, no? There you go.
Speaking of looks nice for white, Nepo did not play knight b3. I wasn't sure how natural knight b3 is, but he didn't do this.
Went king c3. He's also not in a hurry. And rook b8, what does he want? And now knight b3 maybe?
It seems one day knight b3 is a part of it, right? That horsey was born to jump. Gotta jump that horsey.
Gotta jump.
And the most important question of the day is, who is Adar?
I've studied that subject, obviously. So the man who fell from the sky, he can't be Gandalf because we're in the second age, and Gandalf only shows up in the third age.
If he's
So
not
that we know.
Gandalf,
He could be Sauron, no? Uh-huh.
no, but Sauron had already existed. Galadriel already referred to Sauron, no?
Yeah, no, Sauron has been around, but I'm not sure in what shape, no, and he can probably disappear and remain as an idea and come back in a different shape. No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but he sort of comes back. He comes back clueless. Yeah, that doesn't sound like him to come back clueless. That's not Sauron as we know him.
Some of the stuff he draws apparently looks like a map of, what is it, Mordor or Morgoth? There was some clues that it's Sauron, I think. But, and also, who else could it be? Just some random
But there are
wizard?
others, no? There are other wizards, yeah, Radagast, and there
But
is
they
some...
all show up in the third age. We're only in the second age.
maybe it's Balak, the fiery demon.
Didn't look like a fiery demon.
But maybe he changed later, you know, you kind of start like this, and then later you kind of turn into this fiery killing machine.
Oh, no, I'm Team Sauron. And I also think the man from the sky might be Sauron. Because also, remember when Galadriel is in that, in that cave, and they say, it's so evil here. Our fires no longer keep us warm, or something like that.
And he had the same fire that was not burning, right?
He also is lying there on fire, and it doesn't burn him. No? It's just evil.
But on the other hand, he has this kind eyes, yeah? Could these eyes really lie?
I don't know. I've watched The Usual Suspects.
Dean Keaton.
But yeah, he did have like friendly wizard eyes. All these wizards, they show up like as old men. Yeah, maybe it's just a new guy.
I don't think it can be Radagast, yeah? Where are his rabbits?
No, and I think I also read that he shows up in the same age as Saruman and Gandalf. They're later.
And they're all of them Istar.
They're all Easter.
And why did Radagast go crazy? It's the mushrooms, right?
I don't know what happened to him.
Must be.
But this new guy also looks like a little shaky so far, no?
Well, he just looks like he's not informed, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine? It's like you're born, yeah, no memory, and you don't know who you are. It's a very original plot twist for a TV show. Yeah, has never happened before.
Isn't that every other show? Like Born Identity,
That's exactly what
Liam Neeson, Unknown? Ah, okay. I don't understand irony. This is just equal, no? Like,
yeah, I actually
not even much to talk about. B6A5.
Yeah, he didn't even kind of try to pretend that he will pretend.
He's not in the mood.
So this became nothing, and
wasn't much to
Mamiga's
begin with.
game will become nothing, right?
No, they're also swapping down.
This will become nothing, and
Once again, it will be on Hans to entertain us.
yeah, it will all be down to Hans and the Blue Wizard.
Hans and the Blue Wizard. Sounds like a good child's book.
I know, right? Whatever his name was, yeah. I bet nobody knows his name.
The Blue Wizards?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Who
I
are you
know.
talking about?
But we remember Radagast and the Crazy Rabbit, but we do not remember the Blue Wizard. Nobody saw him.
I know whom you're talking about. Is that Lord of the Rings stuff? There's a Blue Wizard?
Well, there are 5 wizards.
Hmm.
There is Sauron, Saruman, Gandalf, Radagast, and the Blue Wizard.
Oh, the blue guy. Never
There is
heard
a
of
blue
him.
guy.
Let me look him up. Maybe he's He's the man from the sky.
Well, it would make sense, yeah, because the stars they shine, you know, in the blue with a blue light, yeah, sort of.
5 Maiar were sent to Middle Earth. Blah blah blah. The wizards resemble elderly men, although they aged very slowly. Despite their aged appearance, they possessed physically strong bodies and highly intelligent minds.
Mm-hmm.
I would love if critics said that about our show. Members: Saruman the White, Gandalf the Grey, Radagast the Brown, Alatar and Palando, the Blue Wizards. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, that's somebody in the chat was saying that there
There's
is
5 wizards and Sauron, apparently.
so
There's
Sauron
2 blue
is not,
guys.
Sauron is not one of them. In fact, there are 2 blue guys we don't know, right?
Yeah, they're Alatar and Palando.
Where the hell were they when everything went down?
They traveled to the distant east of Middle-earth. Little is known about them, and their fates are unknown.
I'm telling you, these are blue guys.
Yeah, there's 2 blue guys, apparently.
Yeah, this Istar is probably a blue guys, and Ivanchuk, apparently.
Ivanchuk as well.
So one of them is this guy, and the other one is Ivanchuk. So we got them. 2 blue
Excellent.
wizards.
Later, they'd meet a 3rd blue wizard from the Blumen group. Before on the board. I'm feeling the Nepomniachtchi is going to get somewhere. If Hans keeps blitzing up moves at some point, or keeps making these intuitive decisions at some point, one of the decisions will drop material, and Nepomniachtchi is going to take it.
Yeah. Also, Nepomniachtchi is not playing slower than Hans, and also he's not playing worse than Hans, and his position seems better.
A lot of stuff going for Nepomniachtchi, who, if he wins this game, he wins the tournament outright.
Mm-hmm.
Alireza won the Grand Chess Tour. Congratulations to Alireza. He can't be caught. But Jan Nepomniachtchi can still win the tournament.
Yeah, apparently c5 is very, very important now. Also does look very natural, right? After rook b4.
A tough move to play. No, he's been avoiding it for a long time. He could have done this like 10 moves ago with the rook on the other side.
Yeah, I know, but with rook on b4,
want
white
to
is
block
really
his play.
asking for it. He's saying,
Please.
please, could you please go c5?
Sir. Make some move. Why is this so bad? Okay, just.
At some point.
Doesn't work, huh?
At some point, black being positionally lost, yeah, could be important, right?
Could become a factor.
And the other show, are you watching that, The House of Dragons?
No, haven't seen a thing yet.
People are saying it's very, very good, right?
Heard mixed reviews, but I want to see it. I'll get to it eventually. That's on none of my streaming thingies. It's hard to get HBO stuff in Germany.
So isn't there a service that provides this?
There's WoW.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to check.
Because at least there was like, it was possible with Game of Thrones. I assume it's also possible now, right?
Yeah.
No,
it's possible, but I have to check if you can get subtitles and in English and how it works and so on. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. The usual practice is you get it for a month, you watch the show, and then you kind of cancel your subscription.
That's what I tried, but they asked for like a 6-month membership minimum. Probably they're aware people want to watch the dragon stuff.
Oh, they are they are on to be, right?
G4. Break it.
Break it bad. Yeah, Lawrence feels very strongly about Breaking Bad, right? I didn't realize that it was such an important topic for him.
No, he's right. He's not right on many things, but on TV, he's right surprisingly often. And by right, I mean I agree with him surprisingly often.
No, I mean, I agree that it might not be the best show in the world, but for him, it's a grounds for dismissal, right?
Sure.
Okay, this also looks like an immediate draw. Yeah, we'll be basically left with just one game.
Which could also end any moment, no? Probably not on a draw.
Not any moment. Yeah, now Hans, I think he smells the necessity to
think
announce
about
something. Yeah.
Fair. Chad is asking, is Commando the greatest Schwarzenegger movie of all time? No, it's the first Predator. Many people don't know this.
It's about the second Terminator.
It's also not a bad pick.
And wasn't he in that movie with Danny DeVito? Twins?
Never seen it.
That's all we watched in Soviet Union. This was one of the 3 movies we had.
Oof, rough.
Rough childhood.
No, but the correct answer is Predator. Although I'll count Terminator 2. That's, of course, much more established of a movie.
What is the Predator movie? I've never seen a Predator movie.
It's just shocking.
The movie is shocking?
No, that you haven't seen it is shocking. It's a team of whatever special forces soldiers. One of the best teams ever assembled. It features Carl Weathers, also known as Apollo Creed. Schwarzenegger, he's the commander. And a bunch of other guys like famed wrestler Jesse Ventura. So they're sent to the, I think, South American jungle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, there's some stuff going on, some secret missions, some rebels, whatever. But then there's a Predator. And he starts killing them all. So
is this
they use
a human, an animal, or an alien? Like from
no,
the
it's
movie
an alien.
Alien?
It's an alien. No, it's an alien.
So how is it any different from that movie Alien?
Well, they're very different. If you had seen the movie Alien versus Predator, you would know that they're very, very different and they're not friends.
I just really walked into this one.
No, they're aliens. They are stronger than humans. They have better equipment. They sort of hunt for sports, but they have some moral code. Like they want to fight against the strongest opponent they can find. And I see if there are any like worthy opponents on Earth. But they didn't expect as strong as an opponent as Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, no, this has good movie written all over it.
It's fantastic. The new movie is also good. Prey. It's a Predator movie, but it's set, I don't know, in the 1700s, and it's a young Comanche girl that has to fight against the Predator. It's excellent too.
And Hans played C5, yeah, in the meantime.
He doesn't have to fight against the Predator, but against an opponent, it's also tough.
I think as far as chess entities go, Nepo is up there, right? He could be the Predator.
He could be the Predator.
Alien.
There's also multiple Predators, I think.
Mm-hmm. What is like a most dangerous entity in cinema?
Like single entity?
Single entity.
T-1000 seems pretty tough.
What is T-1000?
It's the bad guy in Terminator 2.
But there are also there is isn't there like what was it called, the thing, right, in some Arctic exhibition that would just take different shapes and kill them all? That was pretty rough.
Sounds effective. Also, you know what would be annoying? This whatever it is from It Follows. It's a bit like the T-1000. Just keeps following. It's very unpleasant, no? The dedication.
That's why I'm not on Twitter, Won't let anyone follow me.
Point.
Godzilla. But Godzilla's not so
Zilla-
tough, It's
Zilla's not that tough.
Kaiser says it.
Rook b7 played. Hans is hanging in there, yeah? King will come. He's not gonna make it easy.
No, I mean, somehow, never he missed the chance to play knight b3 early on, and now he'll have to regroup again, right? And Black actually got his rook back to where it belongs, right? We were saying that he shouldn't have moved it from a5, and now it's back there.
Yeah. You can hear John Lennon in this position. Get back. Yes, rook is unpleasant, yeah. Once you start mobilizing, can hit stuff. It's a bit out of play, but it's.
He played king d7, yeah? It's quite a remarkable
d7.
position because everything is somehow wrong about it, right? Like the structure is weird, the pieces are weird, the rooks are weird, everything is unusual.
The rooks also have zero communication with each other. They're just hanging out on like different chessboards. One is here, the other is here. The bishop on e6 is good.
Yeah, instant rook b8. Yeah, I was just wondering. Yeah, this pawn on h6 is vulnerable.
It is.
It is vulnerable.
The opponent should probably notice that.
Yeah.
Susu is saying it's so hard to figure out which chat actually gets seen. I know, right?
Yeah,
so I'm trying this one. Peter Heine tweeted about the stream about an hour ago. That's a tremendous honor. Thank you so much, Peter Heine. We were informed of that. 2008. Queen c2 d5 Nimzo.
Yeah, I didn't even lie about queen d1, it turns out, right?
I think you didn't lie. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if this was the prep back then.
Queen d1, yeah.
Nice. I also didn't lie about queen d2, it seems.
We're both tremendously
honest. Hang on, now queen d1 is first. Oh, yeah, I see.
So you gotta respect Rybka 3. Give us
in this position, how much do we have to respect him for giving queen d1 or queen d2? Rybka 3 didn't want to go here. That's not that shocking. Maybe it's a good move. Now that
the queen d1 is not so bad, right?
This is the way. That's how novelties are found usually. Yeah, they just make some joke.
Don't give away our trade secrets, right?
Happens more often than people think.
I once had this. I was visiting a friend in France before some French league, and we were looking at some position. He asked my opinion about some position, and right there, I got my laptop out, switched on Fritz, and started analyzing. And he was like, and I was at the time I was like 2710 or something, one of my highest ratings. And he was like, hang on, is it how 2700s analyze? And I'm like, yes. Like he was shocked. Yeah, he thought that we put, thought and understanding and feel and intuition. But
where's the time?
Yeah, not me, not this one. No.
You're a busy man, like Wesley. Also doesn't have time for this game anymore.
Yeah, Wesley is probably curious why this game is still continuing.
Move 30. What are the draw rules? They have to make it to move 30?
They cannot agree to a draw. They have to imitate some sort of repetition, stalemate.
Not so easy to repeat with natural moves yet. Yeah, this might take a while.
Wow, king d6, king c3, king e7. Yeah, is a very.
Are you giving up all that square, all that space? I think you gotta make some more moves.
Also, there's people
Now
who
we shuffle.
have played tournaments with these rules forever. They got good at.
Well, they know. Also, they can look at each other, yeah, and then. See, it continues. F4. It's going for it.
Yeah, the remarkable thing about the Chess24 site is somehow the complete absence of chess content.
You mean the chat, yeah, or the site?
The
in
chat,
general?
yeah.
I mean,
The
you could make a case for either. What are they talking about?
Well, then they mention people, but they mainly just mention each other.
They're friendly, no?
And they know each other.
What's up?
And they usually just talk about Hans anyway. Hans is
Or each
playing a
other.
good game or a bad game, you know, they love Hans.
See. I think without Suat, they don't quite know where to take this.
Yeah, Suat was a great guiding force for them. They're like, they're a bit wayward without him, right? They don't know where to go.
Chat only follows one leader.
Yeah, he's like the...
And that guy does not share power.
Yeah, no, he's a good one. Yeah, he's that blue wizard, you know, with kind eyes. Yeah,
So what
sometimes
about this plan to
Jordan
just
shows
take the
up
pawn?
for 2 minutes, but no, Jordan is not quite Suat. Bishop f5, rook b2 runs into some tactical trouble. Rook a3
Yeah, some
check.
trick. Yeah.
Rook a3 check, and then knight b3, you have rook a4, right? Or even worse, yeah, bishop
Go
e6,
back,
yeah,
yeah.
I lose coordination completely.
You've been out shuffled.
Yeah, this happens to me a lot. I'm not good at shuffling.
I thought every day you're shuffling.
Yeah, but I prefer more directing.
So it's not easy yet, but it's Hans who needs to find weird tactical solutions. Yeah, and also I know this move, and you have to find a new tactical solution.
King b2 looks very threatening, yeah? Knight b3 suddenly...
Yeah, also rook h8. No,
He played
he goes
rook
check,
a3 check.
begging for the move we just described as very threatening. That's not good.
Doesn't look good, no?
Could even call it bad, no?
Yeah.
Once
I wonder,
here.
yeah, because we don't have a camera here, but I'm sure that Nepomniachtchi looked at him in his way, yeah?
Gave him the famous look, yeah?
Gave him
See,
the
there's
look,
still
yeah.
3, apparently. It's actually pretty, yeah, like even without these rooks. Take a bunch of pawns, but with your crappy pawns, doesn't matter, yeah? Like, no, it's just lost.
Yeah, Black has so many pawns, but White is the one who has the passed pawn in the end, yeah? So in the meantime, Wesley's game is over. So we can officially exclude him from a list of people trying to win this tournament. He's not one of them anymore.
Nope.
This round could finish in 10 minutes.
Yeah. This game is also over.
I didn't even realize, yeah, this game is over. Beautiful. We can just concentrate on one game that matters.
Let's zoom in.
What you just did is that a concentrating phase.
No, what there was king b2 on the board, the rook is to move. If it goes here, no, it just went back. But the problem is whenever his rook is reaching the beautiful a5 spot, he starts shuffling.
I
No, it's too
understood,
late.
yeah. He's fighting his knight b3. So he did all this, provoked king b2, so that after knight b3, he has rook b6. So instead of rook h8, yeah, if White had to play knight b3, then he has rook b6, and now the pawn on c4 is hanging because the knight is pinned. So this is his ambition.
This just crushes his ambition, no? Somewhere.
And then maybe he sees bishop f5. Here doesn't look so obvious because the white rook runs out of space a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then rook d6, I thought, threatening rook d3.
This looks great for black, but it's not, yeah?
Knight b3. Okay, at some point when black runs out of tricks, his position will become suddenly sad.
Yeah. Also, apparently here this was even stronger.
Yeah, king c1 to leave the rook on, to leave the square on c3.
So here it's all covered. Stuff starts dropping. Huh? Rook d6 doesn't do anything. This a3 looks a bit scary, but black needs 1,000 moves for this rook to do anything.
Yeah, and also this rook is not really threatening, even when it's there.
Even if you get like a million moves for free, like, still not a threat. Yeah,
yeah, it's just impossible. Why white's position is so sturdy, right? It just.
And the Panache, well, he's not the type to doubt here. He calculates and then he goes after the pawn. This could be over quickly.
Yeah, no, when I said 10 minutes, I was not joking.
I felt that about you.
Man doesn't joke, yeah. Serious business. In a way, the rook on g4 is completely dominated now, right? It only has these two set squares, yeah, rook g6 and rook g7. Yeah, he doesn't have any other squares. That's a dominated rook.
You're correct.
Yeah, in a way, it's interesting. Yeah, now that I pay attention to the Chess24 chat, like 90% of it somehow mentions Hans.
I think, and this is understandable, but not all of them are watching the show. Yeah, I mean, they could just also be watching the games and talking about whatever they want to talk about.
Yeah, that is possible. Yeah, because they don't really kind of communicate with me very well. So they're either not watching or they don't want to talk to me.
No, here on Twitch it's different. They are watching and they just don't want to talk to me. Okay, Jade played. They're asking about Fabi's Speedo tournament. What's the Fabi Speedo tournament? Everybody plays in a Speedo? Does it have to be a Speedo? Like, can we have like a bathrobe of our own choosing?
Can we try to stick
like
to
what Borat was wearing?
Just trying to stick to players who are actually playing today. I thought already.
You don't want to debate the Speedo tournament?
No, I just thought stream yesterday was already too Fabi heavy. Yeah.
Sorry, I brought up Fabi. Anyway, give me 2 months. I'll have to do some cardio. And I'll be in for the Speedo tournament, sure.
2 months you'll be in Thailand.
Exactly.
Cardio.
That's why I have to do some cardio. Like
you will not be doing cardio
for the
in
Insta
Thailand.
pictures at the pool. Of course, I'll be hitting the gym in Thailand. Rook a4. Your 10 minutes are still running. Yeah, like, this is not a good rook endgame.
No. No.
Okay, he's not going to go for this, but what can he do? Check.
Not so much,
take.
yeah.
Still have 3.
You did demonstrate very convincingly that even if black gets 5 moves for free, he cannot really generate deadly threats, right?
No, even if you play rook b6 check now, king c1. Pawn she blitzes out a3, probably good enough. But he
Why
could
not
have
take
thought
the
for
pawn,
1
no?
second about taking the pawn. No,
But he's probably already in wrapping up mindset, right?
he already put on his jacket, put on his watch.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
You know the Dave Chappelle video, Wrap It Up?
Nope.
There is just check it. It's from the Chappelle show.
That one I'm familiar with.
Yeah, and at some point he introduces a device that he uses whenever somebody talks for too long.
Mm-hmm.
He introduces this device which just says wrap it up, and just gotta wrap it up. So I think that's Nepo. Yeah, he's already, come on, yeah, let's wrap it up. Yeah, it's about time.
These things exist, no? For comics, it's a red light telling them they have 2 minutes. At your Oscar speech, when people will be giving you your Lifetime Achievement Oscar, the music will start playing.
Yeah, that's exactly what he uses. Yeah, so he has this device with music playing, and he just says wrap it up. Yeah, and he does it in all sorts of interesting situations. That's actually a very funny one. I like Dave Chappelle. Let's open
Who
this can of
doesn't?
worms.
Yeah. Especially Chappelle show. That was some of the greatest stuff we'd ever seen back then. No?
Yeah, Chappelle show was nice.
I'm Rick James pitch. I mean, I could still watch this nonstop. Charlie Murphy. F5. It's a bit sad, isn't it?
Well, he's
hoping for this, but it's still not doing much.
He's trying to dominate the rook on h6. It would not be obvious to me over the board how exactly I get it out of there in a nice way.
And here it's still semi-stuck, yeah?
Yeah. So it's actually quite ingenious in a way.
But can we just, move forward with the whole caravan?
Yeah, like the Greek warriors in that movie Troy.
Like the Harfoots.
Oh, the Harfoots, yeah. What is the difference between Harfoots and Hobbits?
I think the difference is that Rings of Power has the rights for Harfoots, but not for Hobbits. I think that's the difference.
And that's it?
I would think so. The plan works, no? H5, rook h7, h6, g7.
But you'd be worried, yeah, the king will come to like f6, and at some point you can start losing some past pawns of yours.
I'm a bit
See,
worried.
I know my Nepo. Nepo was not happy about rook h6. He plays rook c3. He doesn't like his pieces stuck somewhere.
But eventually, you'll have to swallow that bitter pill of a pawn. Good news is it's apparently completely winning.
Yeah, but he doesn't know it, does he?
He probably knows.
Yeah,
But
actually,
no point taken.
Well, we said that this whole drama in this tournament did not really profit anyone. This is true for everyone with the exception of Nepo, yeah, who is winning this tournament.
Didn't look like after round one, no? Like the
Yeah.
odds probably weren't in his favor.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, both people who triumphed, Nepo lost a horrible game in round one, and Alireza lost a pretty sad game in number 2.
Oh, that's true. He also didn't start triumphantly.
Yeah, it was difficult to see back then after 2 rounds that these two people would just.
Doesn't even feel like Alireza had a good tournament. No, he won this horrible position yesterday.
Yeah, he won a lost position yesterday. He won a semi-lost position against Shahryar. Previously, just helps, right?
Yeah, of course. That's very much skill. He didn't get lucky or anything, but it didn't look like it was smooth. Yeah, king e7 on the board. If Nepomniachtchi wins, there's no tiebreaker. Then Nepomniachtchi wins the tournament outright. They currently, well, before the round, they were in shared first. So currently, Nepomniachtchi is half a round behind, half a point behind.
Yeah. Now he will look for other solutions, right? The solutions that do not involve rook takes h6. I don't think he likes that rook.
Yeah. We'll come back.
Interesting. I have a feeling that we share same prejudices with Nepo. Like I can feel that he's not convinced by rook h6 in the same way like I wouldn't be convinced. So I think Nepo, he's some sort of a supercharged version of me. He plays my chess, but just better, faster, better, much better. But essentially still my chess.
So you're saying he has good values.
Yeah, I'm saying he has, just you take my problems and he might share them to some extent. So he'll probably look at something like knight b3, trying to keep a positional advantage and trying to never take on h6. Like take, and if rook c4, then not rook h6, but some rook a8. Yeah, that's how I would sort of mess it up.
But why not take now? You can get back out.
And now maybe get out, but see, no, I have a few. I feel him now. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I feel him.
Okay.
He doesn't want to take that pawn on h6. Yeah, you miss f4, and then things start to happen.
That's very much best case scenario for black.
Yeah,
you were right.
Played rook
You feel
b8. Yeah.
Rook b8.
Yeah, no, I feel him.
Wow.
And rook b8 just does absolutely nothing. Yeah, after rook a6.
Yeah. You felt him. That's fascinating. Such a beautiful pawn. You get a passed pawn. You wiggle out. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah, I think, for instance, Magnus would definitely take this pawn.
Yeah.
He believes in pawns. He doesn't believe in...
But he's a bit more materialistic, no? Obviously, being the best in the world, but in general, he believes in pawns. And
he believes in pawns,
a way
but
to create
he also knows that he will get out of h6. It actually seems like a very, very serious mistake, yeah? Because he can also... His best chance is playing rook h8 really quickly.
Well, this is all black was dreaming of. No, rook a6, rook b6 is back, knight b3 doesn't yet win.
He needs to play rook h8 very quickly with the hope that Hans will immediately repeat.
Also, after rook a4, he blitzed out a3, yeah? I mean, he could have taken here.
Mm-hmm.
And this rook is never ending up in any danger, yeah? Like f5.
And after f5, he can even go rook h8. Yeah,
you can go back if you really
worried about it. This is actually so simple, right?
This is just over.
Why did he take that? I mean, I understood why not later, yeah, but not here.
No, he just thought black could do nothing, which is true, like mathematically, but
he's
now
drifting.
It's not over in 10 minutes anymore.
He is seriously drifting.
It's amazing because a3 also hurts him in some lines. Like
a3 is not positionally
knight
good.
is no longer stable. You can never go rook a3. Like,
a3 is not positionally good. Not taking on h6 was wrong tactically. And now, Hans is beginning to outplay him.
Yeah. Also, you can't get this pawn anymore. You're like bishop d7. You're just not getting it. Huh?
Yeah, no, it showed an uncharacteristic lack of decisiveness, right?
He thought the game was over, yeah? And then he panicked when he saw this rook was passive. And,
yes.
Yeah. try to, okay, let's go back and win later, but it's not going to be so easy.
It's actually almost always a bad idea. Shuffling does not improve your winning chances. Just chess is not built like this.
It's also a myth, no? Because I grew up with like, this is word in German, lavieren. You're taught that lavieren is very important. Usually randomly moving around only builds my opponent's confidence, no?
Yes, and also if you are better, it means your opponent has some problems with his position. So if you are shuffling, then your opponent has a chance to improve these things that are wrong with his position.
Never worked for me.
It's
also a skill probably, but for me, in order to win, I need to have an advantage, and then stuff happens, and that advantage grows here, or I get an advantage of stuff happening, but shuffling around, keeping an advantage, and then the opponent eventually collapsing didn't work much.
Yeah. Especially when you play good people, yeah. I mean, they try to shuffle, they shuffle so much better.
They've had the iPad shuffle long before us. No, Hans is back.
Hans is back, yeah.
No, it's mainly, it can be annoying. But he did the thing you said not to do. A3, I think he literally blitzed out, yeah? Here, if he pauses for 30 seconds.
Yeah, rook h6, and then you go back, yeah.
This and back, and the game is over, yeah?
Yeah, the psychological explanation of yours is completely correct, of course, yeah? He assumed that this game was already over, and this is a very dangerous assumption. First win the game, then kind of consider it over, right? Such an obvious trap to fall into, and yet happens to all of us every now and then, right?
Very hard to avoid. What is actually over are the other 3 games, 3 draws. And the fight for victory in the Grand Chess Tour is also over. Alireza won. He said this is the strongest chess tour ever, so he's pleased with winning it. Congratulations.
Yes.
If he had this position of the opening, he'd be a big favorite to win it. Yeah, he'd be happy. But having had this after he thought the game was over and he could have taken this pawn for nothing.
Yeah.
It's a very different situation, no?
Now, of course, it's the moment that he realizes that something went horribly wrong in the last 3-4 moves. We also saw it at the World Championship match that, of all people, he's actually capable of becoming emotional when things go wrong.
And then also doesn't matter whom he plays anymore, no? Like, you don't have to be Magnus to take the pieces. Although maybe you do have to be Magnus, because it didn't happen to him in the candidates. Also here, he only lost to Magnus, no?
Yeah, he lost to Magnus, but for instance, the way his game against Aronian was going, if Magnus would be his opponent, he would also have lost that one, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
He completely lost control, and then he somehow was kind of let back in the game. They had 42, right?
No.
They actually made the time
control. They made it past 40. Time control is in an hour, no? Like,
yeah.
Could have spared one of these 45 minutes he still has here. Okay, it's also a strength of his, of course. He doesn't second guess. If he thinks he's seen something, he does it, puts a lot of pressure. Now it's gonna be grind. 56, your move, sir.
Yeah, it actually just
move,
looks like white doesn't have anything anymore to me.
Apart from obviously also computer is giving random moving around, it looks like. Rook b8.
Yeah, but rook b8 like always says rook b6, I just don't understand. Maybe rook b8, and if rook b6 then rook h8. And then when you move the bishop, then maybe knight b3 now, yeah? But maybe knight b3 allows some Yeah, bishop e8
Once
and his
again.
rook is caught
Ooh,
again. Yeah.
ooh. This is a worse scenario. Now the rook is caught and we
Yeah.
don't have an h pawn.
This would be the most embarrassing thing, yeah, if he gets into rook problems without having taken the pawn.
Yeah, that'd be painful. What's he hoping for, by the way? Rook b6. He wants some rook b3. Yeah, that's his.
I think what
That's
he
his
wants
idea.
is some sort of a rook endgame, yeah. Like at least he knows from his game against Alireza that you know that he'll probably maybe win.
Yes, he could win. Yeah. But rook d6 doesn't allow him any of that fun.
Yeah, and then he has to start shuffling again. It seems if Black keeps his cool, then I don't think Nepo is winning this anymore.
Great. Also for Hans, it's a great spot psychologically, you know, like he was probably ready to resign and already thinking about what went wrong and what would expect him after the tournament. Now you're back in the game. Could give him some extra boost.
Yeah, could give him some quiet confidence that he so needs, right?
Okay, they made the time control. Let's start thinking a bit now. That means it's time for rhubarb spritz. Those are the rules.
Those are the rules.
I don't make the rules. Enjoy those clips you've surely grown to greatly enjoy over the course of watching this broadcast. And we'll be back soon.
I'm in Barcelona for my first Chessable course, and what do I do on a Friday night? Go play chess. It was a great place, Armando's Bar, and after playing some fun blitz games, it was Blindfold, it was team chess, it was helping out a rookie who showed up. It was everything. Lots of fun. After midnight, in fact, I got a chance to show this puzzle, one of my favorite creations, to the group. Someone proposed d6 check right away. This is a very important move. It is white to move and win, so d6 is an aggressive looking move. King back to d8. But this is where the puzzle really starts. And you have to have some serious geometric vision to solve this one.
Now this next move is from outer space. You have to look into outer space and then come back. You find them.
There was a lot of commotion around. Armando shows up to take a look at it. People are drinking on the side. There's just all bit of buzz going on. And everyone, of course, wanted to play the move rook to e8. Like that was the move. That was the key move. That would be the winning move. But they all saw that the rook was stopping that piece from going down there. So we were just deep into thought in the position, taking some time. Someone noticed that there was the possibility of bishop to a5.
Good point. That's a good point. That's a good observation. No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. He's right. If the queen wasn't there, then he would have something nice.
It was Gentile who had the bright idea of playing queen to a7.
My friend, you're not the only one playing chess. So black could play check.
I didn't see that one.
You know when you're looking at your position and wondering if your king can escape, that it's not a good idea. Queen to f3 check is a monster blow, and the king is running up the board. It's about to be checkmated pretty quickly. Didn't try king to g4, which would have been met by knight to e5, double check and mate. Said, okay, don't want to see it. Let me go stop. Time to put it back.
This is not a winning position.
You got punished for that one.
No, it should be something like terrible. Like for instance this.
Yes. Yeah, but then I just take this.
Once again, we are dealing with the move rook to e8. Be nice if you could put the rook on e8, but of course the rook is there and ready to take it. So we couldn't do that move just yet.
So he made a very good point. If this queen wasn't here, this would be a very
Yeah. I could see the queen here.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
Queen is stopping the bishop from going to a5. I pointed that out. What else could you do? Well, what could you do? Rook to e1 was not a move, another suggestion, but that would not work, again, because the attack is on. Queen takes b2 with check would stop that.
You're so close. You see the good ideas, right?
Yes, so
so let me make another point. If this rook wasn't here,
Yep.
what would you do?
guess the plan would work a little bit more, right?
No, you showed a better plan.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Checkmate, right?
Yeah.
So if the rook wasn't here, this would be checkmate. If the rook wasn't here. If this queen wasn't here, you'd have this move and looking very good like you have an attack. So, so these two pieces.
To distract them.
No, but this move, I start with this again.
Again.
So blocking the queen, plus you were threatening this, so you'd give this away if you did that. So you need to distract them. Good point. You're working it. This would be mate, and this would be very good. Ah, fantastic.
Because you distract both of them.
Both
right?
at the same time.
That's fantastic.
Bravo. You see?
Very well.
Queen back. Now you're attacking the queen, and you're attacking the rook. If the rook takes, then it's checkmate.
Yeah.
Sorry. If the queen takes, it's not yet checkmate though, because this move, I can block.
Yeah, you have space.
Wait, you take, yes, I can run.
Then you have here.
Then you go here, then I can run again.
Yep.
And now, checkmate.
That's beautiful.
Like?
If you want to see more geometric ideas like this one, buy my course. You will learn amazing ideas, new ways to look at the chessboard, and maybe you'll play better chess too.
It's time to take control of your journey towards chess mastery. Magnus Carlsen introduces Chessable, the definitive solution for studying chess. Move Trainer uses the science of spaced repetition to identify your strengths and eliminate your weaknesses. There's no need to set up a board, remember which page you're on, or keep track of all the moves you miss. Get started now and join our growing community of over 100,000 chess enthusiasts. Chessable. Take control of your journey towards chess mastery.
How many times have you been stuck in a rut where you're just not improving? Why can't I improve? I'm 1600, 1800, even 2000. I can't get to the next level. What am I doing wrong? This course is aimed at taking you to the next level. I show you one game which has inspired me, which has really helped me in a particular idea. And this is what Vachier said in his notes. The move h4 is not to try and checkmate black, it's to try and stop black from playing f5. And I'm going to show you one of my own games where I've used that idea and I've put it into practice. That's why I started playing h4 in multiple positions. I now play bishop e2, and you can see it's very similar strategy to the last game. I want to play h5. Best form of defense is attack, and calculation is key. Force your will on your opponent. Rook to d4. Boom! So get yourself a nice cup of coffee, get yourself a nice comfy seat, lay back and learn.
I'm ahead of the game. Well, the phone is always ringing. I'm caught up on the line. Got a string around my finger. Remember who am I? I'm a boss and I'm honestly off my rocker. But follow me. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. I'm only ever slinging. I'm working overtime. Got a song and I'm the singer, the melody, the vibe. I'm a prodigy. Logically, I'm impossibly wanted. And they'll remember my name. They'll remember my name. Well, I'm ahead now. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game.
As a kid, I spent hours every day reading about chess, about openings, chess history, and games played between world champions, grandmasters, all of them. My apps make learning much easier. Everything I know you can find in my apps: Magnus Trainer, Tactics Frenzy, and Play Magnus. You can learn the basic rules of chess, train with our 400 lessons, and even play against my digital self. Download and try my apps for free.
He played the Berlin, which I sort of expected, but I didn't really know what to do against, because in reality very few people do.
When we are playing an even game against someone of similar strength to us, usually we need to give something in order to obtain the initiative.
Just how shrewd and cunning Alireza can be, even with very little time.
I want to show you a game just to prove that I play these lines that I played against former world number 2 and a bit of a superstar, Gustafsson.
This is John. John loves to study chess. This is David. David loves to study chess as well, but efficiently. John spends more time setting up the board and figuring out what's on the page of his book than he gets to study. David likes to take it easy and use his time wisely. David has finished his exercise for today. John should try the same.
Hi, I'm John Chess, inventor of chess, and also your new stepdad. And we're very disappointed in you, son and or daughter, because you suck at chess. And so that is why you have to now sign up for AIM Chess. AIM Chess is a digital chess trainer that creates personalized lessons based on positions from your...
Welcome back, everybody. One game still going in the Sinquefield Cup, and it looks like it's headed for a draw, which would mean we are headed for a tiebreak. Jan Nepomniachtchi blew a winning position against Hans Niemann. And now seems tough for him to make progress, doesn't it, Rustam?
Well, I mean, two things, yeah. Completely blew it and completely winning. And now I wonder if, for instance, Hans might not kind of fish for chances himself.
But what could he ever do if White just stays put?
Well, he could at least force White to stay put. And also, you know what I noticed? That rook on a8 is also kind of semi-trapped. He didn't take a healthy, like for instance, after rook g6, rook gb6. That rook on a8 does not have moves other than h8 where he didn't want to be.
But instead, just as we're praising the position, he goes bishop e6 back.
But I think we had
and
this.
the rook escapes. Are they repeating maybe or not yet? We've had this, king b2, rook b6 check, king c1, rook a6, king c2, bishop d7, king b2, bishop e6, rook h8. I'm too stupid. Is this the same position?
Yeah, I think it's kind of their problem, not ours. Also, don't think Hans will be claiming anything. Yeah, he'll just make some moves. And rook h8 is also a move of a man who understood, yeah, that he should have taken that pawn when he had the chance.
He's begging for a second chance. Now he's ready to take, even after rook g8.
Like Jennifer Lopez, right?
I don't think she had to beg. I wouldn't know. So Hans will probably go back, but then knight b3. Is this? Has he lost coordination again?
I don't know, because even at the end of it, at some point, the rook will be caught on h8, right? After some bishop e8, somewhere this rook will find it difficult to get out.
Still a nice pawn to have. It's not like you can attack the rook.
Yeah.
Mm. No, bishop e6 might have been careless, no? Like here.
Yeah, here, and then rook gb6, I almost would pick black.
Everything's defended.
Yeah.
Knight b3 doesn't do much against this massive forces here. Maybe something like this he didn't like. But you have counterplay always.
Yeah, and the white rook is so vulnerable on a8, right? And suddenly feels easier for black to play, at least to me. But on the other hand, what do I know? Yeah, I haven't really played chess in a long, long time.
But you know a lot.
Nah.
Let's try your rook trapping ways again. This.
This rook could get
stuck
in.
rook, yeah?
That's
e4.
Troubled rook, yeah. It's a very troubled rook.
Obviously. Not a very forcing line. Hans plays rook d6. It takes the troubled knight.
What about knight
recovered.
b3 now? Knight b3, he'll just take bishop c4 and rook d2 check, right?
Oh, he's
Or
active.
rook c4.
Rook c4 apparently.
Rook c4 takes, yeah, he plays king c1. Like this sort of rotating the position round and round and round is likely to make me dizzy at some point. No?
Also, it's unclear which positions are perfectly fine for black and where there's trouble here. It looks like it depends on the timing of whenever knight b3 works.
Yeah.
Bishop d7 played. Rook a8, rook e6, and now what?
Yeah, I just don't get this, yeah.
Okay,
Why rook a8 now and why rook b3? There is probably some.
Here. Now we've out shuffled ourselves. I don't know.
Yeah, also I think by now Nepal lost whatever the feeling is that guides him through the game.
But Hans only has 10 minutes left, and when he's in blitzing out mode.
That's a wrong 10 minutes. Yeah, that's 10 minutes plus 40. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He has a lot of time left.
Yeah, they both have tons of time.
Good point. Also for a computer it's easy, but for a human, you get dizzy yourself. Yeah, like was this a position where rook a8, rook a6, and to calculate every single time when knight b3 works or whatever, you'll confuse yourself. Yeah, like oh no, this was the position.
Yeah, no, that's why it's so important that the side was an advantage to just go for it.
Bounce.
And
yeah, this was by far the easiest.
Yeah, just go for it. Yeah.
And over. You can do all the stuff they would do in the game without a black h pawn, which will certainly just win the game eventually. Any rook endgame, apart from the fact that f3 is winning,
but also rook endgame
is just completely winning.
I can even start pushing that pawn.
Yeah, it's bad. Now he can play as a3. This looks extra crappy. Okay, no, nothing to analyze. It's just winning.
Yeah, I wonder, because it's easy for me to imagine that that Nepo gave up hope to win this game, but on the other hand, he has more time and he knows that his position is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, he also knows with a win he wins the tournament, which he would enjoy.
Yeah, I guess he would enjoy that. Yes.
Okay. Rustam, things are slowing down, so it's time for the big question, the desert island question. You're stranded on a lonely island. You can choose one of the players in this tournament as your companion. Who do you pick and why?
Oh my God.
Just to give you a bigger choice, I'll also allow Fabio or Magnus, who aren't playing today.
I wouldn't take either one of them.
I know, but I just wanted you to
Um,
have the option.
I think I would be fine, like from people I know for a long time, like Levon or Maxim, either one. But also I would consider like Linier a good choice.
But you're just going for social value, that it wouldn't be awkward, or are you judging them based on their skills they could bring to help you escape from the island?
I mean, these are all top chess players.
True.
They have no skills.
That's this way you're going. Even Levon, he's so well read, he has so many interests.
Yeah, I think reading stuff and actually doing stuff are completely different things. That's
fair.
Now, because I remember we once played this game when Ding Liren was around. And then we thought, Ding Liren might be a good guy to, chop onions or whatnot here when need be.
I don't know.
Because you tell him he'll do it, yeah? But now Ding Liren is not here and Nepo played knight b3. Played knight b3 and...
But this is a move, no? We have some check.
Perpetual check.
Some more checks.
It's not a...
It's not a clean perpetual yet, but... but rook c1, we take the knight.
Yeah.
So it is in a way. And bishop a4 blitzed out. Also remember there's an a3 move. This is weakening, isn't it?
Yeah, no, somehow, yeah, Nepo's field abandoned him. Can he go back, knight d2?
No.
He cannot, yeah. I actually think, yeah, now it's more likely that he will lose it than he'll win it.
Whoa.
Yeah, he should take that pawn and kind of call it a day. And then we just we do the same, right?
At this point, you're so disgusted with yourself as well, yeah, that you don't no longer think about odds or whatever. You just want to get done with it, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's what he should do. There's also usually when you already get into the state where you're making zero progress and every move worsens your position, usually nothing good comes out of this. And I think he sees this too, yeah. So this game is a draw. This game is a draw. Marvelous
4 draws
for Hans. Less than
Hans
convincing.
also can't deviate.
Conversion for Nepo. Yeah, draw it is. So there is a tie break.
Let's wait a second. It ain't over till it's over, but likely it is. You should go king c1, yeah, to make sure. The rook has to keep giving checks, but do you calculate this? You calculate and then you see. So
Yeah,
exactly. Checkmate, yeah.
Rook c2 or even king b1, yeah, followed by rook c1. Also defends nicely.
Pumpkin the cat is saying you should take Yasser. Great chess and endless stories to keep you entertained.
Yeah.
But how many years will you be on the island? Like, how many stories does Yasser have?
Oh my God, King
Are they
B1. He
endless?
actually
King
wants to
B1.
know.
He's giving him a chance, but Hans not interested.
Hans is just not interested. Yeah. No, I mean the problem with Yasser's stories is that well, I've heard them all.
And they're not endless. I'm sure they're good.
Well, he might.
Also,
have a-
you're not the type of guy who minds hearing the same story over and over, no?
Wow, if it's a good story.
Would you prefer a DVD of Constantine and a DVD player, which somehow has unlimited battery, over any of the human companions you could choose?
Well, not any human companions, but looking at the choices you gave me so far.
Over the field. Keanu Reeves. If you could have the actual Keanu Reeves, would you take him over any chess player?
He's probably such a prima donna in real life.
I know, they say he's a good guy. He's down to earth. You invite him to your wedding, he'll go put on a suit, show up to your wedding.
I should try it, yeah, if I ever get married again, have another wedding. Then
You can
he'll be the
renew your
guy-
vows. Invite John Wick.
Beautiful, yeah, so this game will be drawn, right? I don't think there will be...
No, Nepo might try King A1.
There
See how
will
far I
be-
can push it. No.
The game is already officially drawn. And
So where does it leave us? That means, first of all, congratulations to Ali Reza and the Pomnishi, who finish as shared first in this Sinquefield Cup, this weird Sinquefield Cup that it's been. The rules state they will play a tiebreak. The question is, when is that tiebreak? It's now 11:30 at night. We heard earlier it was supposed to be at like 1:30.
Yeah, the tiebreak
Our time,
is
of course.
in 2.5 hours, I think. If my math is not 2 hours and a bit, yeah, so 2.5 hours. So yeah, I suggest people stay on the website, enjoy the tiebreak.
You going to
And
bed?
I guess we call it a day, right?
Sad. It's tiebreak, but yeah, it would be a little late.
Yeah, also I think difficult for us to stay up for 2.5 hours waiting for these guys to play it out, no?
I mean, there's always the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah,
But-
I just finished it a while ago. I cannot do it again.
All right, then what we'll do is wrap it up here. Who knows if there will be a surprise comeback for the tie breaks. If not, there might be other streams out there covering it who aren't in time zones where it starts in the middle of the night. So check those out. For everybody who's been watching us throughout the Sinquefield Cup, thank you so much for sticking with us. Thank you so much, Rustam. Always great fun to talk to you about, chess, the world, movies, Keanu Reeves. Hope we can do this again sometime.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, and this time it's been a particularly wild ride. Yeah, this was a tournament to remember. So thank you, everyone, and see you guys around.
Yeah. Also, thanks to Satiris and Tadeusz, who's had to listen to our nonsense here for a couple of days. They do have the toughest job in chess business, and everybody else behind the scenes, all the good stuff. If you want to support the show, you've seen the ads. Buy my Chessable course. Check out Chess24. Check out Aim Chess. Check out all the other friends of the program. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully, see you again at some point in whatever role here. Until then.
Bye.
E5, it's E5 Patzers.
A complete repertoire against 1E4 based on 1E5, now available to study with Chessable's unique Move Trainer technology. The backbone is the Marshall Gambit against the Spanish, with 3 knight f6 against the Italian. Jan Gustafsson has revisited all these lines he has played for 20 years and worked on as a second for Peter Lecco and Magnus Carlsen, amongst others, with the help of the most powerful engines out there, Leela 0 and Stockfish 10. This has led to many new discoveries and a repertoire ready to master on Chessable that can serve the student for a long chess career.
Maybe e4 doesn't exist after all.
E5, it's E5 patzers.